Award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
That was an incredible game last night. The sport of college football is delivering right now. I mean, I don't know about you, but that makes me feel 22. That was amazing. What a great game. I mean, what a great sport. It has literally the most bizarre structure of any of the American sports we watch. It is, the numbers say it's the second most watched sport in the country outside of the NFL. It's kind of not close. Baseball, the NBA, the NHL would kill for the numbers that this thing's getting on television. And the postseason is delivering. Bri Bino, welcome in. The Vols get a kicker. The Vols get a defensive lineman from Penn State who's got some promise. We await word on what's going to happen at quarterback. I almost get the sense, and Thrody alluded to this today, that Tennessee's either going to have a trick up their sleeve and bring in somebody that's, kind of a commensurate guy with Joey Aguilar, or we could see Joey Aguilar back here next year. I don't know how confident I am in this Levitt guy and, with the whole Oregon thing lurking. Because I don't see Oregon and I don't see Miami involved with people, so. But they're still in the playoff. And so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure I want the Levitt guy anyway, to be completely honest. We were talking about it yesterday. I've gone back and forth on it. It's an interesting discussion. But Bino, Jeff, how about these college playoffs? And how about Ole Miss just not getting the call there in the end zone at the end? You're never going to get that call. The mistake in that drive is you throw a slant and you get out of bounds, and you try a play before you throw the ball in the end zone there. You throw a quick 3-second, 4-second, and get a little closer, and then you can shoot it in the middle of the field. Then you don't have to throw a wing and a prayer there from the spot they were in last night. But, hindsight's always 20/20. What a great football game. Great Friday to you boys.
Yeah, hello, Tony. The playoffs have been fantastic. Outside Alabama and the 2 G5 sacrificial games.
Yep.
It's delivered what we hoped that a playoff deliver. Fixing the seating was a big part of it.
Yep.
Now get it to 16, and if you want one group of 5, that's fine, and seed them 1 through 16. Let the best teams have one home game, and we'll have this thing where it needs to be.
Hey, Brian, I was so kind of thinking about when I was arriving in the Rainier studio today. Where was Miami? What seed were they? Because they were one of the last teams to get in. They got in like on a quirk.
They were the 10 seed.
10 seed.
So they were the last at large to get in, and them beating Notre Dame in opening weekend is what led them to getting in over Notre Dame.
Yeah, the schedule should matter. Like when you go to 16, when you beat somebody during the year, it doesn't matter when it happens, it should matter. This Miami team, y'all were laughing at me when I called them over Ohio State. I didn't think they would win yesterday. I thought Carson Beck yesterday would get in the way, and he didn't do that. He did not do that.
Their roster's been loaded for 2 years now. This is no accident. If they can overcome Mario Cristobal's sometimes faulty game management,
Yep.
They had as good a chance as anything.
Yep.
That's kind of what I thought would cost them. That hasn't reared its ugly head yet.
And Cristobal did some goofy things last night. Like last night, he took a timeout down there on the goal line, which gave Ole Miss an opportunity to do what they did. And they almost pulled that thing out. And we would be talking today about why Mario Cristobal took a timeout there. Because that is what he does. That is who he is. He does kind of zany, wacky things. And you know me, I like zany, wacky as much as the next guy. But they are sitting there now on the precipice. Well, they're in a third title game now. In this modern incarnation of what we've done. First time since we've gone to the playoff format that they've gotten back. But, man, what a great, great sport college football is on the field. What a great, great sport college football is. And you know this Tony guy from Miami who made that, I thought it was a catch, who made that incredible catch on the sidelines, that one-handed catch last night. Do you guys realize that he reclassified up? It's a 17-year-old kid out there playing. Bino, does he look like a 17-year-old kid out there to you?
No, he's an absolute stud and a difference maker. He's terrific.
So it's been a wild week around here. Cinco freaked out on Wednesday. I wore a robe to the show for an opening segment. I guess that would have been on Wednesday. We've had arguments over Joey Aguilar or this guy that's on campus right now. I'll give Bino a vote here. What do you think, Beanstar? Do you want this Levitt guy, or do you want run it back with another year of Joey Aguilar?
Tony, when this process started, Levitt was who I wanted. Mm-hmm. And then I cooled on that, thinking that about the injury and the price tag being too high. And I guess that's the camp that I'm still in. But I would have to admit, if they were to sign Levitt, I would be really excited to see if he could be a difference maker in this offense or not. But I probably still lean toward let's go Joey Aguilar or some other bargain in the transfer portal and make sure that we fill all of our other needs.
Yeah, if you said to me, I can get the great defensive end from Penn State, I can get the adjuster from Penn State who's on campus this weekend, supposedly, and a couple other guys, and then just bring in a quarterback, that can manage that offense until one of the kids are ready, let's do it. That's kind of where I'm at. So we've got a lot to talk about.
This transfer portal is really, really interesting, Tony. I never was a big follower of high school recruiting.
Yeah.
Just simply because I didn't think you had any real idea of what you were getting most of the time.
Yeah.
At least while it's this way, you've got a little bit of a college track record to fall back on and have a little bit better idea of what you're bringing on campus. But and I've like everyone, I'm following it daily. I'm trying my best though not to follow it emotionally daily because that absolutely would drive me crazy. I'm going to kind of wait a month, see what the finished product is, and save my panic or elation and evaluation until that time. And even then, I'm not sure you can accurately evaluate what you got.
Well, and then things that happen, splash headlines affect you. So there were reports out last night. First of all, Pete Thamel dropped a bomb. The story, when the Williams kid last night decided to go back to Washington after all, after his agent dropped him, after he was about to become a pariah in the entire world of college sports because he had a deal and was going to leave Washington, and there's no doubt Lane Kiffin's fingerprints were all over that. That goes without saying, which kicked that kid up here, the Levitt kid, that kicked him up here, where he's visited the Tennessee, he's getting ready to leave, but had an elongated stay. And then we find out that Cordell Landers is in the middle of that with DeMond Williams, who the Washington fan base took to calling Demon Williams. But Cordell Landers, then last night, Shannon Terry at On 3 called him a dumbass and a moron for not knowing that a guy that he was screaming and yelling about didn't work at On 3. And Shannon Terry's like, you don't even know how to read, you moron, which was the inference there. But Cordell Landers, it's as reported by Ralph Amsden last night, the man behind the Nico, I'm never going to leave you split with Tennessee, seems to have convinced DeMond Williams to go against his own agency and splitting with Washington. Now, it is the most beautiful thing in the world. And then the word breaks last night that Williams is in fact returning to Washington. And then what is LSU going to do? Dylan Raiola? How great is this? One thing about this Xavier Gilliam guy that Tennessee got, you look at him, and he wasn't like tremendously productive at Penn State as a freshman this past year, but he's really important. It's really smart of them to lock him up. Here's why. Chaz Coleman would not have visited, according to Chaz Coleman, if Xavier Gilliam didn't tell him, hey, you need to get down here and see this. There are several other Penn State players that the Vols would like to add. If at the end of this they can get 3, that'd be great. If they can get that linebacker and Gilliam can have an impact in that, that'd be wonderful. And then one more. The Mac Dad will make you wiggity 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 wiggity. That had to have been spliced tape. I encourage any of you to go to wiggity 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 wiggity. I mean, I speak for a living. I can't do it. The wiggity 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 wiggity. See? But the Daddy Mac went to NC State for some reason. I guess he wants to win 5 games a year. But I think these guys care about one thing, Bino. I'm starting to think. Do you care to guess what that one thing is, Bino?
Money, 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 money.
Yeah.
Mean Green.
Mean Green, babe. Greatest baseline ever. But if you look at,
Well,
go ahead, Brian.
they've realized that you don't have to go to Alabama or Georgia to get a lot of money.
Amen.
And win.
Amen. Somebody in the YouTube chat said that he was talking to a Georgia friend of his last night and said, hey, what about this game? He said, I'm not looking at it. These two teams aren't even one of the top 4 teams in college football. That Georgia fan and all Georgia fans need to come correct, because now you have a system where you got to win to get there. You're not coronated anymore. And you have a system that's opened it up. Opened it up to a lot of people. In a lot of ways, Bino, this week has been brutal for me because I'm trying to be immersed in this. And I was talking with a couple different people last night that I visit with every night, and they're like, this thing's really idiotic, right? Like, including somebody that makes a living, writing on the Vols. We were just comparing notes last night, and we both have come to the conclusion that we lead pathetic lives. And I'm going, well, I don't know if it's pathetic, because we're simply giving people and tracking information that people want. And this is the way you build your team now. Like you were saying, Bino, this is not recruiting where it's a wing and a prayer and everybody can really play on signing day. This is a deal where you have a chance to remake your football team, and you can do it overnight. The problem is, so everybody else is trying to do the same thing. But it's made the sport so interesting. It gave Ole Miss an opportunity to almost win a national championship. It put Miami right back on the map, where they jumped Florida and they jumped Florida State in a single bound. It has lessened and weakened Georgia. It has lessened and weakened Alabama. It has lessened and weakened the entire SEC, I would argue, Beanstar. It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is interesting, Tony. It's crazy. I have empathy for you or anyone that has to do it daily at the microscopic level that you have to do it at. Again, that would drive me absolutely batty. But I've found it entertaining to follow.
David Ackworth, I would like to request, I don't do many requests, but you've got a great post over on the YouTube channel. I would request you'd call a show and share with us what you just put in there regarding the quarterback battle after we're done with Mike Hugan. And the reason is that I kind of feel you. I kind of feel you. I've gone back and forth on this Levitt thing. Part of me wants him because I want to see what he'd look like in our offense. Part of me doesn't want to play around with a guy that could be hurt. Part of me wants him because he's kind of sort of a renegade that's not going to listen to Josh Heupel or anybody else, because that's just kind of his nature. When you talk to people around the sport, he's got like an attitude to him. Speaking of attitude, have you guys seen this kicker from Louisville that we've added? This guy is no shrinking violet. This guy, if you're inside of 50 yards, that ball's gone through the uprights, and he is one confident, cocky guy. He has what they call in the delicatessen, Bino, onions. You can always know when you're going into a good delicatessen, when you can smell the onions and that vinegar in the air. When you smell that vinegar in the air and those onions, you know you're in the right place.
I got you, Tony. I'm with you, and we need a kicker with some swagger. That's for sure. And the other thing is, I've been thinking a little bit. along the lines of could if you get Levitt,
Mm-hmm.
can he come in here and kind of Pavia this thing?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going back and forth on him. I'm like, I don't want a jerk on my campus.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I don't want a guy that's not going to listen to the coach. I don't want a guy that's so unserious that he hurt himself playing pickup basketball. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. And then, and then I go back and I say to myself, self. Heupel needs a guy like this. We need a little life in this deal. I wouldn't mind having a little Pavia. I asked Matt and Brian, when's the last time we had a quarterback that everybody hated? Tim Tebow's a guy everybody kind of hated, when he played in the league. Got on people's nerves. Even though he was, and really he got on people's nerves because he was too goody two-shoes. And, he would sit over there and rub noses with Urban Meyer, and it was very bizarre, their relationship. Mike Bianchi called him the fumigator because they had him there at the same time they had Aaron Hernandez and God knows what else was going on that campus. When's the last time, Bino, we had a guy at quarterback that people looked at and said, man, who's that guy? Either because he was so good. Manning elicited a reaction out of opposing fans for that reason. He was so good. T. Martin didn't do that. I don't think Casey Clausen did that because Casey Clausen played the game so respectfully.
If Tyler Bray had been on a good team, maybe he would have done that, but he never won any games. Yep. They never won any games in those couple years.
I think that Peyton was probably the last guy that our opponents hated. And
yes.
Tyler Bray's the last guy that our fans hated.
Or Garantano. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of quarterbacks our fans hate. 865-200-5402. If we come back on the other side, our fans are a tough group. If you don't believe me, I'll show you my email. I'll show you my inbox one day. We take a brief time out. We come back. It would be, in one way, it's buyer beware on this guy from Arizona State. In another way, part of me would like to, Bino just hit it. Part of me would like to see us with a little bit of a Pavia. Because here's what would happen for this guy. He was playing in the Big 12, which is an anonymity in major college football, but it's not one of the two big leagues. It's not where the spotlight shines on you. For instance, Texas Tech, how much did the spotlight shine on them this year? They just went out and mowed through their league, right? Imagine if you do that in the SEC. Imagine if Texas Tech's in the SEC and they're buying everybody. How obnoxious they become. Now they're just sort of a, think about it. They're just kind of a college football team that buys everybody. But if you're in the SEC and you're doing that, and this Pavia guy, I mean, I can't even call the guy the term white trash as fam. I can't even use that on him. I don't want to insult those people, the white trashers. So we continue with more. Mike Hugan, and after this, it's going to be unbelievable, the Hugi segment today. We got so much to talk about after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time time for your next move. It's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics. We offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy-efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall, the best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands,
Nike champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Oh, I'm loud and I'm proud here. And we're fired up, we're focused, and we're prepared. And I want to shout out the Gouffons over at Gouffon Moving and Storage. They're moving my man Goldbrick today. And that's what it's all about. Because really what you do is you put your left foot in. You take your left foot out. You stick that left foot back in and you shake that thing all about. And then you call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, and they take care of what you've got. And that's what it's all about. So shout out to my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage. Incredible folks. Since 1887, they sponsor the great Mike Huguenin, who's up next on your Basilio show on this Friday. Hugi, there is one thing that is for damn sure that I opened the show saying today. When you put 2 teams on the field that respect the game the way those 2 teams did last night, on a stage like that, with cool uniforms, in a cleanly played, excellent football game, there's nothing like major college football, man. Nothing like it.
That was a phenomenal game. A little bit uneven early, but then in the second half, it ramped up, especially the fourth quarter. Guys making plays everywhere. Carson Beck's got to be laughing a little bit. I'm in the title game, Georgia, and you're home after one game. You lost to the team I just beat. We were talking off the air. It's college football. The one day of the week, the day the games are played, it's the best sport out there. I mean, the games have gotten better. Teams are more evenly matched. It's phenomenal. The other 6 days of the week, though, I would rather be doing my taxes because it is not a fun sport to follow anymore. It's an extremely entertaining sport to watch or attend a game, but the other days it's unseemly, it's nasty, it's dirty. It leaves you feeling like you need to take a shower. It's the Wild West. It's NFL free agency. No, it's worse because you literally can turn over an entire roster in one off season, which is not good, I don't think. Maybe it makes the product on Saturday better, and I do think there is something to that, but this is not a sustainable thing. I don't think if the prices keep going up, you're paying $5 million for a college quarterback. I mean, what is going on? And that's the part that makes you want to take a shower. I got no problem with players getting paid. Zero. They've deserved to be paid for 44 years, ever since the 1982 TV deal. But it's not fun to follow anymore.
You say that. I think we all kind of say that, but I think we all like it. I think deep down inside, Hugi, there's a perverse relationship that we all have with the sport because it's never been more popular on television. It's exploded. We went to this pay model and everybody's, well, that's it. That's it for college football. It's never been more popular.
Well,
it's never had numbers like this.
Maybe I'm
it's never had numbers like this.
Yeah, I'm an old school person maybe. And I got to think that if I got 3 nephews who are gigantic college football fans, all in their early to mid-20s, and they sort of bemoan, oh, my God, we got to pay for this player. But I don't think it impacts them as much as it impacts older fans. The transient nature of college football or college sports these days, it bugs me. It doesn't bug at least my 3 nephews doesn't bug them nearly as much. Their thing is, okay, fine, let's go out and sign this guy, pay him, and get him into campus.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I don't know, that part makes me sort of shudder.
Beanstar, what do you think? I'm going back and forth because last night I was again talking to somebody that kind of does this for a living, and we're comparing notes, and he says, "Man, we're just kind of pathetic, right? I mean, look at us. What are we doing here?" But people have never been more engaged with it. They're engaged with the show every day. I mean, Hugi, we have over 300 people watching us live on YouTube, which is incredible. We have several thousand people listening to us through various platforms and channels and over on Fan Run Radio. And, I mean, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's all happened in this portal era. Back in the day, Hugi, we'd be sitting on here talking about Tennessee's game at Florida tomorrow, and everything would be staid and normal. And in this world now of college sports, nothing is normal. Like nothing is normal. Bino, do you agree with Hugi? What's happened here? Why is it exploding like this in this era?
Everybody likes a car wreck, Tony. You got a car wreck 7 or 8 times a day now.
That's a good point. What about this proliferation of legalized sports gambling, Hugi? Is that another thing that's done it, as somebody mentioned?
Yeah, I think that, going back to my nephews again, or 2 of the 3, good Lord, they'll bet on, one of my nephews bet on a parlay, a 10-team parlay on Saturday, and I'm thinking, 10 teams? Are you 10 college basketball games? What's going on here? It was cheap, but I guess, and he paid attention to all 10 games, and maybe that's part of it. But that's, I think that if you have a stake, however small, in something, it does make you more interested in the outcome. So if you had $50 on last night's Miami Ole Miss game, despite which side you bet on, you're eagerly watching with the idea, hey, I can make 500 here, or I could lose 50 or whatever. I think that's part of it as well. Plus, you can watch on your phone. You can watch on your laptop. It doesn't have to be on TV anymore.
Yep.
You can literally be in the bathroom watching college football and college basketball and NFL. The fan experience in a lot of ways is the best it's ever been. But I also would argue that the fan experience is the worst it's been because you have no connection to the players anymore. I think maybe I'm being a little bit naive, but there was a certain allure to the idea that, hey, I'm cheering for Danny Werfel because I'm a Florida alum. He was on campus. He walked the same campus pathways that I did when I was in school. Or I'm a ball fan. I remember when Condridge Holloway was there, and I went to class with Condridge Holloway. And this stuff now, what kind of connection do you have except on Saturday? I truly wonder if any of these dudes ever see the inside of a classroom, or if everything is done via computer now, which means that, how many of these guys are actually doing their work? But the amateurism idea died decades ago, but the amateurism idea has had about 1,000 nails pounded into the coffin over the last 2 years.
Oh, that thing. The thing about the sport now is you either get on or you get run over. And it's kind of like that with these coaches, too. You either adjust and adapt or you get run over. And some are adjusting and adapting really well. Some are somewhere in the middle. I think our guy here is somewhere in the middle at this point. They're trying to figure it out. It's sort of as they go. I do know this, and that's that Sam Levitt's on Tennessee's campus today. Hugi, what is your sense, and we've come to respect you down through the years, why you're on here every Friday. What is your sense of when you look at Sam Levitt, and let's just assume he's healthy. By the way, I was told yesterday that Tennessee did give him a look over and has had a look at his records as well. They've been pretty forthcoming. Levitt's people, as if they have nothing to hide. His brother's his agent. But they've been pretty forthcoming with Tennessee, and I was told that yesterday. 'Cause somebody from there heard us talking about, how into that you can go in the NIL era. And I was told it's a part of negotiation. They can show you if they want to, or they can not show you if they don't want to, and you can take the risk. But they've been very forthcoming, the Levitt folks have. What do you think of Sam Levitt if you consider him in Tennessee's offense? What kind of player would he be?
I think he's the best. I think he was the best quarterback available in the portal. He took Arizona State to the college football playoff 2 years ago. Yes, he had surrounding talent, but he got the ball to Scatterboo. He got the ball to Jordan Tyson. He ran the ball when he needed to. He was an effective playmaker. I trust him far more than I trust Brendan Sorsby. The interesting thing about this is if you're Tennessee looking for a quarterback, well, the big school out there that doesn't have a quarterback is LSU. And, to me, if quarterback A told LSU, I'll play for you for $10 million, LSU's going to go, sure, sign right here, son. Yep. I think they will outspend anybody. Now, that's where you have to hope that Heupel and his personality, Heupel's offense, the Tennessee, the city, all that kind of stuff comes into play. I think that's much less of a difference maker than it used to be in old school recruiting. At the same time, if you're Sam Levitt or you're Ethan Gruckemeyer, whoever, yes, you're there to play football and you ain't there for school, but you have to sort of, I think, like your surroundings. And having been to Knoxville and having been to Baton Rouge, I wouldn't. I lived in Tennessee. I didn't necessarily like it. I've been to Louisiana numerous times. I would live in Bumwater, Tennessee, before I would live anywhere in Louisiana.
You lived in Nashville.
I lived in the suburbs. Yeah.
But Levitt had like an extended stay here, which is kind of a good sign, I guess. There's a thought out there that he's going to wait and see what Oregon does. He's an Oregon kid, obviously, and we'll see what happens from there.
And that's the thing. Also, people have to realize there's going to be kids at Ole Miss who transfer. There's going to be kids at Miami who transfer. There's going to be kids at Oregon and Indiana who transfer. So everybody that's in the portal now, there will be more guys. But the quarterback situation, obviously, it's like a sort of a musical chairs. You would have expected some of these schools looking for a quarterback to make a quarterback decision extremely quickly, and for whatever reason, some of these schools have not. It's, Bo Pabula's out there. I am not a Bo Pabula fan at all. Ethan Gruckemeyer's out there. I think he showed some potential, but, is he a guy who's going to help you to 9 or 10 wins in a playoff spot? I don't know. Dylan Raiola's out there. Not a huge fan of his. One of the best quarterbacks in last year's signing class was Hassan Longstreet, who signed with SC.
What a great name.
He's out there. Deuce Knight from Auburn is out there. There are guys out there, but again, I think part of it is, Deuce Knight certainly looks to have the ceiling and the potential. Longstreet, ceiling and potential. If you want immediate help, that's the concern, I think.
Bino, that thing of Dylan Raiola, that's my worst nightmare. If that guy ended up here, fake Pat Mahomes, Phake Pat Mahomes, Bino, he's such an unlikable player. Watching him, I mean, you got to be a little likable, don't you guys? Don't you have to be a little likable?
See, I think so, and I think that's something that you can gain over a 3 or 4 year career at your school. You hear stuff, or my friend has a class with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Or my friend has a class with him. He never shows up. That's the kind of stuff you would hear. Granted, I'm 1,000 years old, but when I went to school at Florida in the early '80s, you would hear stuff about players, and I had football and basketball players in my classes. Obviously, I was not a very difficult major, but and the way Raiola is projected by the media and reported on by the media, he seems to be self-centered, and look at me. Now maybe he's totally different.
Yeah.
But also will say I think he went to 3 high schools in 3 years. I know he grew up in California and finished at Buford High outside of Atlanta. I tend, my own bias, I tend to look at guys who go to 3 and 4 high schools as problems.
Obviously, there are reports out today that Levitt is now on his way to Miami. Look, Miami, Tennessee, Oregon are the big 3 that need a quarterback.
LSU.
Well, he was at LSU.
But I mean, they need a quarterback as well.
That's true.
So.
That's true. What's going to be really interesting
and you're right. I forgot. You're right. Miami, they have a quarterback on the roster. I think it's like, oh yeah, we need to sign a quarterback. Who's out there? 6'4", 200. Sign him. Can he play? Sign him. It's like they don't care. They just want another quarterback body on the roster. But that's another school that it's interesting. And remember, there's still time for other quarterbacks to be tampered with because it doesn't close until the 16th. So if some of these schools miss out, my presumption is that quarterbacks who have not announced yet will be back-channeled and say, whatever you're making, we'll give you that.
That's right.
X amount.
Don't sign anything yet.
Right.
My hope, Beanstar, this is my hope, Beano, Jeff Henderson, that the Vols have about 5 guys that they've got, or at least 3, that might be like G5 guys. I'd even go, if you can find me somebody from 1AA, Trinidad Chambliss has taught us all, it doesn't matter where you can play as long as you can play. And Josh Allen, who's going to play in the playoffs against Brian's Jags and maybe haunt them this weekend, played at Wyoming. And so it doesn't matter where you play as long as you can play. And if I identify you and you can play and you've shown me you can play, I mean, there are guys in that 1AA, the 1AA ranks that no doubt, could help Tennessee have a successful football season next year. So, Bino, my hope is Tennessee's got a list of 3 guys, and if they strike out on these big fish, they can get somebody off that list. Surely they've done that, right, Beanstar? Surely we're not waiting for Joey Aguilar, right? Surely.
No, I'm choosing to believe they've done their due diligence, Tony, and I believe their approach in this thing suggests that they do not think Aguilar's going to get that additional time. I think if they thought he was going to get the additional time, they'd just be holding where they're at.
So if you were the Vols, Hugi, okay, and the guys that are out there, and you're a sicko with this stuff, you think Levitt's number 1? Of the guys that are just available that we know are unattached right now, is there anybody else? I mean, if you were them, would you fool with Raiola, or do you see what I see in him?
I would not sign Dylan Raiola.
Okay.
I think that the thing is, though, I'm not sure who the second best quarterback is. Now, C.J. Bailey, the NC State guy.
If you could get him.
Technically, I guess he's not in the portal yet.
No, he's not.
He's also a guy who grew up in South Florida, played for Hollywood Chaminade Madonna, which is one of the best private school programs in the nation. His high school is about 25 miles north of the University of Miami, Kansas.
Yep.
He's already played in that league. He's played well in that league. So maybe he's waiting to, maybe he's waiting. I don't know.
Yep.
But, there are good quarterbacks everywhere. Just like there's good coaches everywhere. But I will say that if I'm again, this was all with the caveat that there's going to be more guys who get in, who enter. But let's just say if I'm Miami, if I'm Tennessee, if I'm LSU, let's leave out Oregon because I think if Oregon has to, it will roll with its younger guy.
Yes, I hear they like him.
I think if I'm a fan of Miami, LSU, or Tennessee, and I don't sign Levitt, I'm starting to really get nervous about the 2026 season.
Mike Hugan joining tonight we have another playoff game. All right, let's go around the room, guys. Bino and Bri, I start with you guys first. Pass interference last night in the end zone. Should a flag been thrown, or you're not going to throw a flag in that spot? Brian, you first. What do you think, Brian?
It was pass interference. I think it was pass interference, but
Right.
it's sort of like a makeup. It's a makeup no call from 23 years ago.
All right, that's an interesting way of looking at it. The Ole Miss fans are glad to know that they got sacrificed for something that happened 23 years ago. When they no doubt were coming off like a 7-win season. Bino, Jeff Henderson, should a flag have been thrown, yes or no, or you just let the players decide it there?
I don't think you throw a flag in that situation, Tony.
Yeah.
I think that's both guys hand fighting down the field on a desperation throw. I think that'd be a bailout flag, similar to some of these calls we see in college basketball.
Hugi, what do you say?
Yeah, I think it was interference, but you're also not calling interference on a Hail Mary. I thought, Herb Street to me is sort of a pedestrian announcer.
Very much.
But I also think he had an interesting point. They had 6 seconds left. Why not throw a 5-yard out?
That's right.
And get 5 yards closer or something.
Right.
I also wonder, you're on the 35. It's always struck me as a little bit bizarre that you're that close, and yet it's, we're just hoping for a miracle. There isn't a pattern that can be run on one side of the field while everybody's crowded on the other side? I don't know. But I would not have thrown a flag on that. I was surprised that Trinidad Chambliss did not run the ball more. I thought his legs were a gigantic positive against Georgia. Yeah. I think I can remember 2 called runs for him last night. I think part of that was Miami did a nice job of keeping him in the pocket. But the idea that Ole Miss's pass rush got home more than Miami's was stunning to me. But, and Kejuan Lacey, I think, getting hurt on that long TD run was obviously an Ole Miss negative as well.
Tonight's game, Hugi? Be a close football game? Another close game?
That team looks they're extremely well coached. They have the cheapest roster left by far.
By far.
They spend money, but they spend it wisely.
That's right.
But Signetti, I don't know how you cannot like this guy. He's at Indiana, for God's sake, and they could play for the national title.
Bino hates him.
And perseverance. He's coached at every level.
Bino hates him.
Comes from a football family.
Bino hates him.
The interesting thing, obviously, is Miami will be playing in its home stadium in the title game. It will be sold out which is extremely rare.
Yep.
But what a gigantic advantage for Miami
Bino hates
to play
him.
at home for a national title. But I think it's going to be against Indiana. I don't trust Oregon's offense that much, which is bizarre. I think Dante Moore is good, but he has a lot of learning to do. And Indiana, there's a ruthless efficiency there. And I said this on your show earlier this year. Indiana's the kind of team that, some coaches, when you're up 28-0, okay, let's cruise to the finish line. I think Signetti's a guy that's like, let's get 56 and embarrass these people.
They fumbled one ball all year, lost one fumble, Hugi. Somebody told me yesterday, and they've committed they've committed like 8 penalties. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Again, and this isn't
crazy.
Ohio State.
No, this is crazy.
Or USC. This is one of the worst programs, if not the worst, in major college football.
Yeah.
And he's done this in 2 years, which I got to think that every coach in the country looks at Signetti and, grudging admiration, and then there's also massive hatred because you're doing this in Indiana and I can't win at my school. What's going on here?
Bino, Jeff, you hate the guy.
Not true, Tony. I had a bad first impression of him, which I've overcome. I think he's the new Saban. I think his attention to detail, and he's just never satisfied.
It's incredible.
And that's the way his teams play. I think a lot of people should look at the way his teams play and be more like him.
And I want to tell you this right now. I want to tell you this right now. Talking to people in the industry, they spend right about what Tennessee's spending. Tennessee's probably spending in the 10 to 12 range in the deal, and that's right where Indiana is, somewhere in that neighborhood. To say they're getting the most out of their roster, Hugi will tell you, Miami is spending double, basically, what they're spending. It's not even close. It's not even close.
And Indiana's got a lot of transfers. I think it's 16 starters.
Yes,
are transfers. But look at the schools they came from. These aren't elite. Oh my God, this guy was a 5-star recruit. He didn't get much playing time. Indiana's like, I don't care. We want production, not potential. And they're getting guys who were starting guards on a 4 and 8 team.
Yep.
Or they came from James Madison with Signetti. They got Pat Coogan at Notre Dame, who was a part-time starter and wasn't promised a starting job at Notre Dame this year, so he transferred to Indiana.
Yep.
They're as good as Signetti is as a coach, and I still think I'm shocked at the number of people who do not know that he worked for Saban on Saban's first staff at Alabama.
That's right.
So the attention to detail, it's incredible, just like Saban's was. But I lost my train of thought there.
Well, no, Saban thinks the world of the guy. And by the way, another thing that from a Tennessee perspective is you can annex the guy because really Johnny Majors is a guy that helped boost his career and gave him a start in his second go-around at Pittsburgh. Majors had him out there as his tight ends coach. This guy.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Okay.
This guy is and this guy has been a grinder now.
That's the thing.
He didn't get that opportunity until he was in his 60s.
Division II. He's been an assistant. He's been at FCS.
Yes.
And when he was asked, "Who are you?" "I'm a winner. Google me." And I think people are like, "What an ass this guy is." Sorry about that, but I mean, he's not. He is a winner, and he has a very, he has a certain kind of swagger that borders on arrogance, but most good coaches do. That's the thing. So, and again, he molds these guys, and it's not a. He doesn't care what you were recruited out of high school. He cares about what you've done on the college level. That was my point. He's not signing guys who might be good. He's signing guys who have shown they're good. And I think a lot of times the transfer portal recruital rankings are a joke, partly because, this guy was a 5-star 2 years ago, so, we're not going to downgrade him just because he hasn't done anything yet. So, but, that's not the kind of stuff Signetti wants. He wants guys who have proven themselves on the field. He and his staff have turned Mendoza into a high-level quarterback. Indiana announced yesterday that his defensive coordinator will be making $3 million next year. And I'm assuming that there were times in the 70s when Bob Knight's basketball machine was going that if Indiana spent $3 million on its football program, fans would have said, "What are you doing? Give all the money to Knight." And now it's like, who is the Indiana basketball coach now? Because it's all about football in Indiana now, which is sort of amazing.
I was told the other day by somebody in that industry, Hugi, that their players and agents are giving discounts to get in this guy's program right now.
Well, I think that's
what's going on.
And when Saban had it going on at Alabama, everybody knows that everybody got certain things.
Oh, sure they did.
But you would get the Saban discount because you would go there and you knew you would be extremely well coached, you would be extremely well positioned for the NFL, and you'll play for some national titles while you're there.
Yep.
I still am. I was convinced even earlier this season that Indiana is a great story. They can't win a national title. Well, now I'm like, they're a great story, and they're going to win the national title.
Yeah, that's a great story. They're a great story. Bino, Oregon going to unplug them tonight or no? What do you think, Bino? Oregon's got a lot of talent on that team. And they've already beaten them. It's hard to beat somebody twice in a year now. Yeah, we've seen that.
I think Indiana's the best team left, Tony.
Yep.
But they're going to prove it because they have to beat Oregon for the second time.
Twice.
And then they have to beat Miami on their home field.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. That's going to be You know, this thing, Hugi, they got to figure out this rematch stuff in this sport.
Yeah, and they do it in college basketball to an extent. You're not playing the same team within the first. I think it's no rematches in the first 2 rounds. I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at Georgia and Ole Miss as an example. Couldn't you have made? Is there really that much difference between being a 5 and a 6? You had the Ole Miss Tulane rematch in the first round. You had the Ole Miss Georgia rematch in the second round. That part is bothersome.
The great Mike Huguenin. He's presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. It's pretty simple. 139 years now of serving the living volunteer. We're talking about 5 generations. We're talking about a family that's been built on their great name and great customer service. Gufon Moving and Storage, a tradition, quality moving and storage, has made them the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in these United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages. And shout out to Taylor Gufon, the 5th generation, holding down the fort every day. Newest offering, secure vaulted storage and commercial storage logistics, receiving storage logistics, delivery services for your business logistic needs. They become an arm of your business. Find out more at GufonMovingAndStorage.com. Hugi, our mover of the week today is
moving down the SEC.
That's some hate.
I think that the SEC had 3 wins in the college football playoff. Ole Miss beat Georgia. Alabama won over Oklahoma, and the other win was Ole Miss over Tulane. So the SEC's 3 wins were against 2 were against other SEC teams. The other was against a group of 5 that, let's get serious, should not have been in the playoff. The Ole Miss, the fact that Ole Miss's defense fell apart late, they could not hold up against the run. Alabama could not hold up at all against Indiana. I think the myth of the SEC is the king of them all is gone. I think the last 2 playoffs have showed that. The SEC will not obviously have a title game, a team in the title game again. And I think one of the big differences, this is going to sound weird because Mario Cristobal is not a good head coach, yet his team's in the national title game. But I think the difference between the Big Ten and SEC coaches is stark. You look at what Penn State did. Penn State fires James Franklin, hires an established guy from Iowa State, the winningest coach in Iowa State history.
He's a great coach.
If Indiana's not the worst program in major college history, Iowa State is. Matt Campbell won big there.
Yes, he did.
Michigan fires its coach, hires Kyle Whittingham.
It's a great hire.
Great hire. You look at the SEC, they hired a guy from Memphis. They hired a guy from USF.
Oh,
they hired a guy who was an offensive coordinator at Oregon.
That's an awful
And they
hire.
hired the Tulane coach. The SEC
out.
seems hell-bent on getting the next big thing. The Big Ten does a nice job, I think, of hiring guys who already are winners at the Power 4 level. Now, that's not, Ryan Day obviously was not the winner at the Power 4 level. And I'm not sure how good a coach Ryan Day is, I'll be honest. He has a phenomenal roster. But I think the myth of pounding on your chest and saying the SEC is the best, people. I'm an SEC alum.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that anymore.
Hey, Bino, Jeff, imagine being a Michigan fan, to Hughie's point, and
you upgraded,
and waking up and seeing that Sharon Moore thing, which is a total it's a human sad thing, but it's a real disgrace. Another black eye on their program, which, looks like it went 2 rounds with 19-year-old Mike Tyson in the mid-'80s when he used to throw that pipe wrench at you. Bino, can you imagine waking up and landing on Kyle Whittingham Can you imagine that, Beanstar, how lucky that is? Wouldn't you love to get that lucky one time in your life?
Absolutely, Tony. Yeah, that's they went a roundabout way of getting a guy in there that you talk about the fumigator. That's him there.
And that guy ain't playing around. I mean, you look at him, you watch him. That's a guy right there you know. If you were to put football coach like in the dictionary and you were to say, give me a photo of a football coach, that's a guy right there that I would not mess with. That guy's not to be trifled with. Hey, Hugi, you're my man. Who wins tonight? Who you got? Hit
Indiana. I think Indiana by at least 7. I think they'll do a nice job of stopping the Oregon running game. Oregon's got a running back injury as well. And I think they will pressure Dante Moore.
Yes.
And I think Mendoza, a magical season, one aspect of his story that will be, if Indiana wins, Fernando Mendoza is from Miami.
Yep.
Went to the same high school as Mario Cristobal.
Yes.
Grew up a gigantic fan. They did not recruit him out of high school. Even though has a bunch of Miami Columbus players on their roster, Mendoza didn't get a look from them. So he'll have a gigantic chip on his shoulder. And, yes, Miami will be playing in its hometown, but so will the Heisman-winning quarterback.
Oh, Hugi, thanks. Love you.
All right, talk to you next week. Thanks.
That is a great theme. That's incredible. Again, Hugi says, you tell me, and I'm going to open the lines up at 865-200-5402. I got two things for you. Hugi says that, and Doug Voiles, I love you, but he says, because he's the accountant of the Stars, Hugi says that college football is the best sport in the planet when the games are being played. The other 6 days, it's like doing your taxes. I kind of disagree with that. I'm going to admit out loud that this madness, and it is madness, and I'm getting mad at what's going on at Tennessee, and it's going to urinate me off before it's over. And that's okay. I'm trying to also keep in mind, though, that this transfer portal can bring surprises. Like every once in a while, if you were a Cracker Jack fan back in the day, and I love my popcorn, where it's got caramel on it, butter on it, whatever it's got on it. I love popcorn. I eat it just about every day. But every once in a while, you get a really good surprise in there, in that Cracker Jack box. Bino, are the kids going to remember? Do the kids know what I'm talking about with the Cracker Jack box? Because that is what the portal has. The portal has this thing where you can put your hands in that box and, scratch a winning lottery ticket every once in a while, right?
They're Cracker Jack bags now, mostly, I think.
Oh, really? We don't do boxes anymore?
I've seen bags more often than boxes.
Well, that sucks.
But you get more that way.
That's what they tell you.
I think it's really true this time.
You get the max for the minimum with TJ Maxx. I want to be open to the fact that at the end of the portal, even if we think we struck out, even if we think we're not very good, I want to be open to the fact that you can still get lucky. But here's a question for you. Who are you cheering for tonight? I sense there's a lot of Indiana fatigue in my audience. I sense there's a lot of Indiana fatigue everywhere. I sense people are getting sick of them. Are you sick of them? Are you sick of Indiana? As we continue with more on the other side after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Hey there, Basilio crew. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. The holiday season is here, and if your plans include unwrapping your new home, then take advantage of less competition and motivated sellers while others are out fighting over parking spots at the mall. Smart buyers are out snagging deals on great homes, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and as always, go Vols.
T to the B back with you, 865-200-5402. I sense there's some Indiana fatigue out there. Now, Brian's got an interesting little stat to share with you. Heading into Oregon, Indiana tonight. And, Brian, that is. And then we go to the phones.
Which is more surprising? That Oregon has never won a national championship in football, despite playing near the top of the sport for nearly 2 decades and Nike's money and all that, and the high-flying offenses they've had and the good coaches that's come through there.
Yep.
They've never won a national championship in football. Or that Tennessee has never been to the Final Four in men's basketball. Which is more surprising?
How can you play at the top of a sport for 20 years like we have in basketball, Bino, and not only not make the Final Four, but really not get a whiff at it? We should have made multiple Final Fours by now in basketball. And that's hard to believe that Oregon hasn't won a national championship in football. Especially in the old 4-team format where you just show up and win 2 games. Now it's a totally different sport now with the 12-team deal. When they go to 16, it's going to be a completely different sport. But everybody said, well, it's going to be the same old teams. It's not the same old teams. The playoffs already shown that. You have to win each round and get through them. And kudos to that Ole Miss team for doing about as much as they could do. Bino, what do you find more surprising? The Oregon stat or the Vol stat? What do you think's more weird?
Boy, that's about a push, Tony. I'll go with Tennessee being more surprising. Just simply because you're talking about being in the Final Four and not winning the whole thing.
We've had so many good ball players, so many great teams come through here. All right,
Got time to break out the old Twins hat, Tony.
Here's the question for tonight's game. I'll start with you guys. Are we sick of this Indiana thing? It's obnoxious that they're spending the same money we are and the results they're getting. And Cignetti is, look, he's a Yankee. He's a Paisan. He's here. He's not. And he's in your face. Sabino, what do you got to say about him? Are you sick of him?
No, I'm not sick of him, Tony. That story kind of gives me hope. I think one of the things, and the portal is part of it. The crazy transfer opportunities are part of it. But I think the true rise in interest in college football is because all of a sudden it's not an elitist sport anymore. All of my life, college football's been an elitist sport, similar to Major League Baseball early in my life, to where there were really only a few teams, and Major League Baseball is still this way, really. There were only a few teams that really have an opportunity to win the thing. Now, the field is wide open in college football. It is wide open. And Indiana's the poster child for that. So, no, I'm not yet sick of it. Matter of fact, I was pulling for either them or Ole Miss to win the whole thing.
Just to show everybody that, hey, anybody can do this. Is that kind of the concept?
Yes.
Because if either Oregon or Miami win it, that's just big money winning it.
Those are just huge. I know Brian's right. They haven't won it. But Oregon's been there and been there and been
big money.
There.
They're big money. They're big money.
The other thing that's really interesting to me right now is I'm trying to figure out if what Indiana's doing, what Ole Miss is doing, what Texas Tech is doing, when you look up and 60 to 70% of their two deep are transfer players. I'm trying to see. I want to see if that's sustainable, or if that's should be the new way of the world for everyone not named Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, and Oregon that just year after year after year are running top 5 recruiting classes out there.
The more I think about it, being if I'm us, I signed 12 guys that I know are very good players. I focus on 12 guys, and I get the rest of my guys out of the portal. But in order to do that, I have to walk and talk people into the portal. It's a lot of hard work. Either that or I got to be able to really identify the way Indiana is. Indiana has a way of looking at a ball player and going, yeah, you'll work in our deal, and hitting on them. But let's go back to our phones.
I think that's the big question too, Tony, because I believe that Josh Heupel and his staff believe that the way to do it is through high school recruiting and supplementing through the portal, and they're going to live and die by that.
Yes.
I hope they're right, but I don't know that they are.
Yeah, I kind of had the same fear, but Danny White wants to build buildings, though, in this era. Let's go back to the phones. Hello and welcome in. We'll get the next call in. It feels like we're half in, half out on this thing, half in, half out, in an era where the train's going very fast. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Tony. My name's Landon. I'm from Lexington, Tennessee, over here close to Jackson.
Good talk to you, Landon. That's beautiful country there.
Oh, yeah. Home of the great Al Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Very close.
And let's not forget the great Steve from Lexington.
Yeah. Yep. So I just got a few takes on a couple of things. I want to see what we got in the McIntyre kid. I think he's a Vol, at heart. He wants to be there, and that matters a lot to me, especially at the quarterback position. I think, just put some weight on the kid, man. All right. Cook some freaking chuck roast, cook some, he needs to be eating chuck roast every night, beans and taters, and just put some weight on the kid. I thought he played very well in the spring game last year.
They like him an awful lot as a prospect. The problem is he literally hasn't gained a pound. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that, but other than to tell you that, he hasn't gained any weight.
Yeah, you don't have to gain that much either. Nico was a string bean a couple of years ago.
This guy looks like Manute Bol in his uniform, though. Come on. I mean, no offense. I'm not trying to be funny here, but even though I am being funny, the guy looks like Manute Bol in his uniform.
Yeah, he's got to gain some weight. You just got to do it. But if they go the route with the I'll get behind whoever they get. I mean,
sure.
At the end of the day,
sure.
I'm going to get behind the quarterback for Tennessee.
I don't want Dylan Raiola, though. I don't want a guy that thinks he's Pat Mahomes. He's a fake Pat Mahomes. He needs to go down to the Rent-A-Center and rent himself a personality and a persona. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Lexington, do you know anybody that does that? That, like, everything they do, they pattern themselves after somebody else. It's like, dude, have your own personality.
Yeah, it's good to like have people like that you look up to, I guess, and that you want to emulate. But you know, at the same token, I guess you can go a little too far with that. You know,
absolutely. But I'm with you.
It's like anything in life, you can go a little too far, Tony.
Well, the Throw Taji said if Tennessee today in the blog, and I think he's right, if Tennessee brings a quarterback in here that's a surefire starter, G-Mac might just leave at the end of this.
I think I'd rather have Lagway than Raiola.
How about that, guys? Lagway went to Baylor yesterday. Bino, would you have pursued Lagway if you were them?
I would not have, Tony, based on the injury history and the turnover history.
My man, what's your name again?
My name's Landon.
Landon.
Yes, sir.
That's an incredible name. You've been a great caller. And who are you cheering for in that Indiana game tonight? Are you sick of them?
No, I think that was my other take I had about Indiana.
All right.
I think you kind of touched on it before that he might be the new Saban, and he's doing all this, like you said, with a bunch of misfits, a bunch of three stars. So you imagine if they win the Natty, he's going to be like Saban. He's fixing to start, them 4 and 5 stars are going to start rolling in. We might be looking at a dynasty at Indiana.
At Indiana.
That's incredible.
That's nuts. I mean, Indiana and Ole Miss almost played for the national championship, Landon. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. I mean, where you are, there's Mississippi
What a
fans.
time to be alive.
What a time, brother. Thank you. And they tell me the sport is dead. The sport's never been better, Landon. Open it up to everybody. Bino's right. From a Tennessee perspective, it should give us hope. If you do this thing right, in 2 years, you could play for a national championship. Now, do I think the Vols are playing for a national championship next year? No. Do I think Tennessee's making the playoffs next year? If they go to 16 and a few balls bounce your way, maybe. Because you can get to 9-3 and maybe get in a 16-team playoff with that schedule you have. But Bino's right. What this thing has shown us, is that it's no longer the Alabama-Georgia Invitational. Now, Bino, do you buy what Hugi's laying down there at the end? His Gufon Moving Storage Mover of the Week was the SEC moving down? That's a little harsh, isn't it, Bino?
I'm not sure it's harsh, Tony. I'm not sure. This is I think Brian said we haven't had a finalist since 2022. And I do think the SEC's losing some traction here.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting, right?
I don't know the reason.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's I don't know that it will continue. But I think over the last several seasons, the SEC has lost traction.
Back to the phones we go. I love you, Landon. Please call us again. Great call.
The last time the SEC went 3 years without a team playing for a national championship was 1999 through 2002.
Wow, right after
I guess that was 4 seasons.
Right after we got off the stage. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You are on our Friday edition.
Tony B and the family. What's up, Brider?
What's up, Ridge Runner?
Bino, Brian.
Hello, Sammy.
Tony, I forgot to mention, and man, listen, for everybody out there, if you like YouTube, go in there and like it and check it out, because I got on there for a minute, and man, I'm trying to do a job, so I can't really, but it's hilarious, and it's really neat, the feedback. And
yeah.
W. Lynn's breath, I wish he could call in, because I'd like to hear his takes over the phone, but
W. Lynn's breath is a good one. There's a lot of good ones in there. Like yesterday, somebody put me on the spot and said, "Who are your favorites?" And I had to tell them yesterday, even the total illiterates in there, they're all my favorites, man. It's a total dysfunctional collection of morons, and it's growing stronger and stronger each and every day. I mean, we got 336 people in there right now. That's a huge number when you're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
A huge number for being
in the middle of the day, too. Like, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, this guy's over here looking like Ray Zelinsky from Tommy Boy and talking about Google me. And, he's just a kind of a, he's kind of full of himself. If Kurt Signetti was such a good coach, why is he now at 63 just now? People know his name. If he's such a good coach, where the hell has he been the past 20, 30 years?
Yeah, Bino, he can't coach, or he'd have been hired a long time ago, Bino. Come on.
Sammy, one of the things that I like about him is that he was forced to climb the ladder rung by rung, at different levels of college football. And if you look back, what he said is true. He's won everywhere he's been as a head coach, and no one gave him anything. He obviously wasn't too connected to where they just handed him something. So I guess that chip he has on his shoulder that's so evident is earned.
And what's amazing, what's amazing about him, Sammy, when you Google him, Majors gave him a start. Majors gave him a start. He was a GA. He was a GA under Foch Fazio at Pittsburgh, but Majors gave him his big break, which he went from Temple, where he was the quarterbacks coach in '89 and '92, and then he jumped into Majors deal, and then from there he went from Majors deal. He went. He was there for 6 years at Pittsburgh, so under a couple different staffs. Then he went to NC State from 2000 to 2006. Then he hooked up with Saban, where he was a recruiting coordinator and put all those teams together from 2007 to 2011. Then he took a huge pay cut and went to Indiana University of Pennsylvania as a head coach, where he won big. Then he went to Elon 2017-2018, where he won big. Then he went to James Madison 2019 to 2023, where he won big. And now he's at Miami, where he's lighting it on fire. He jumped way down to the Indiana University of Pennsylvania in the Pennsylvania Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, I think is what they call that thing. I mean, you got to be kidding me. He went from Alabama to Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
And Indiana University in Bloomington wasn't seen as a much better job than Indiana University in Pennsylvania was until he got there.
Amen to that, Brian. It's a pretty good line.
I just wonder when he's going to start rehabbing fired coaches the way Saban used to do.
That's a pretty good line, Brian.
But
you're sick of him, Sammy. You're sick of him, Sammy, huh?
Well, listen, we got a good friend that's an IU alum, and I'm pulling for them tonight. But, yeah, I am kind of sick of him. You know the average age of his ball club?
Yeah, like 23 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we do that, Sammy? Why don't we get some men? I saw us get run over by some men at the end of the year. That was boys to men.
That's the thing,
yeah,
Tony, is, it's just mind-boggling, the world we're living in these days. But, there's so many people that, the Josh Pates of the world that love to hear themselves talk. I mean, that guy, my gosh.
I'll do a lot of things for love, but I won't do that. I don't get him,
and
man.
I mean, all these, they're all breaking down all this stuff. It's 24/7, and you can. I mean, at the end of the day, and how Saban did it is he held you talked about it earlier. He held everybody accountable, from the janitor all the way up to the damn starting quarterback. And everybody went out there and did their job. Yep. And that's what he's done. Yep. And that's what you have to do. Like, yeah, you're going to have a few players that, on your board that you want to have and some dynamic players. But at the end of the day, you just have to get out there and coach the damn team up and have everybody on their P's and Q's and, putting a helmet on a helmet, basically. Like, it's not that difficult. And anyway, so I don't know. What's the line in the game tonight, Tony?
Brian, give me the line. Brian knows that stuff.
Indiana's favored by 4.
Goal!
Around 4, maybe 4.5.
I do that all day long and twice on a Sunday.
Yeah, they're going to beat them 3 scores tonight. About the game last night.
Yep.
Now, when you throw a ball into the end zone and the defender is horse collaring the guy trying to catch the ball,
should be called. Yeah, but it's a time and place call. 2 things about last night's game that I like about these playoffs, they're letting these guys play. So if you let them play all night, and you haven't been calling that all night, and for the most part, they weren't calling it all night. They called a personal foul penalty on Ole Miss on one of the decisive drives in the game, when Miami took the lead on a face mask, but it was a good call. You had to call that there. Other than the calls that you have to make, they've been letting them play in these playoffs. And guys, I think they're doing that because it's a television product and they want to get it over with in a timely fashion. I really do. I wish they would do that throughout college football season, guys, and we could get away from these 9-hour football games. No offense. But that's just me. I have the attention span of a gnat. I'm sorry. I just don't have much of an attention span. And, to me, it makes the game much better when you're not calling it. Beanstar, am I wrong? Let the guys play. And if you're going to let them play, you can't make that call last night, right, Bino? If you're going to let them play, you can't make that call.
I like game much better the way it's been called in the playoffs. You don't have a hold every possession.
Yep.
Every ball thrown down the field that's a jump ball isn't called a pass interference.
Yep.
You're right. They're calling what truly affects the game, and I like it.
I don't mind it, Sammy, but you do make a great point. If that's the regular season, you got to call that. But the way they're calling the playoffs, that's not a foul. And if I was teaching and I was coaching in this thing, I tell my DBs, you need to maul people, man. Don't let them catch the ball. They're not calling it.
Well, no, I agree with, letting them play. But, I mean, a game-winning touchdown pass to the back corner of the end zone and the guy's pulling on the guy's chest plate.
Yep.
I mean, that you got to call that. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And you can see it right there on camera. And that's the thing, like, there's all this stuff that is right there on film, but yet, people want to spin it. Now, this is different, and I agree with you to a certain extent about letting them play in physical hand fighting, but when you grab the guy's chest plate, come on, brother.
No, he grabbed it. He pulled him to the ground. He had zero chance. He had zero chance to make a play on the ball because the man played the man and not the ball, and that is textbook pass interference 100 times out of 100. Sammy, you're the man. I still can't get over that great gift you sent. That will be talked about for generations of Basilios. Shout out to my friends at VIP Play because, well, the welcome bonus is yours. They sent me an incredible new graphic. Hey, shout out to my man, Chef. We have a huge announcement coming up. Will Heflin. I love you, Sheffy. Sheffy. Bino, what's a chef's kiss? What does that mean? You ever heard that slang? For some reason, that came into my mind. I'm giving the chef's kiss. But I don't know what that is, a chef's kiss.
I don't know what that is either, Tony.
I'll have to look it up. Chef, I might be giving you a chef's kiss, but I don't know what that means. But it's in my mind. Okay, you bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. Our phrase that pays is TN Tony. Come on. Come on. 200 leagues, live always. Numerous bet types, props, options. If you've got a bet in mind, the VIP team will create it for you if it's a compliant event or bet type. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. Last night I gave out bad tips. Bad stock tips from me last night. I said the Flyers over the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was wrong. Lost in overtime. You don't care about that. I thought Ole Miss was winning last night outright. Bino, did you think Ole Miss was winning that game last night? Because I thought they were.
Tony, I have a cruel admission to make.
Hit it.
I had bet Ole Miss catching 3 points.
Yep.
I heard you were so adamant they were going to win. Other callers kept calling in. Ole Miss is winning. Ole Miss is winning. Ole Miss is winning. I just felt like they were a dog with fleas, and I bought out and played my hand.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
The season of giving reminds us of what truly matters, community and connection. Hi there, Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. As the year closes, I wanted to take a moment to sincerely thank you, my Basilio family clients. Thank you for trusting me with your most important decisions. Whether it was finding your first home or successfully closing a chapter, your trust means everything. I look forward to new and continued relationships through the new year, and feel free to reach out to me at 865-694-5904 or nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and of course, go Vols!
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexial Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
865-200-5402. These guys over on YouTube are providing me a lot of fun and frivolity. They're really going at each other. Bino knows I'm a uniter, not a divider. I want to say a special shout out today to the great Chris Stevens, who we've loved and served all these years, over at Sella Flooring and Design, located at 510 Milwaukee Way in Knoxville. Sella Flooring is officially, and I mean officially, the very first retailer to carry super core flooring in these United States of America. I'm shouting out my man Alan at WeShipFloors.com. Alan would like our listeners to ask your local flooring retailer to contact WeShipFloors.com so they, and I'm talking about anywhere, so they too can become a member of the Super Core family. Again, Chris Stevens, Sella Flooring and Design in Knoxville, asked to see the Super Core flooring we've been talking about. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can hold it in your hands. And shout out to our friends Chris Stevens and Sella Flooring, or is that Cella Flooring? If I was a Paisan, that's how I would say it. But let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. Bino, we got people calling people morons and going at it and going at each other and getting at each other's throats. And I don't know, Bino. I shouldn't find it entertaining, but I do. Is there something wrong with me, Bino? Or is it just
no? There's nothing wrong with you, Tony.
Or is it just another day in my world?
I think you could invent any type of message board today, and by tomorrow somebody would have somebody in a chokehold on it.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in.
Hey, Tony, Zach, E-Town. What's up, my man? Bino, Brian.
Yoshi, E-Town.
What's up?
Yoshi, hi-ho. What a game last night.
Wasn't that incredible, man?
Hey, I'll tell you, I've kind of, chilled on, quote, college football. I just call it another form of football, but last night, that was top shelf. That's like the good stuff. That's like the good tequila that you ask for.
That's right.
The first
That's
one.
some T3
like
vodka,
shot.
brah. That's T3. That's
T3
exactly
vodka.
right. That's exactly right. Zani.
I agree with you. I wondered why they went for that bomb straight off. I was like, man, they got to run like a 7-8 yard, like you said, plan, or maybe some kind of like little hitch or something just to get you in position, and then you could possibly have a few more options rather than just the old heave ho, which I believe they got PI'd. Were y'all rooting more?
Hey, Zach, real quick.
Yeah.
We get on Cristobal a whole lot, justifiably. I'll give him credit.
Yeah.
Last night, he called a timeout to take away exactly what Tony's talking about. He called a timeout, brought two guys up on the outside receivers to make sure they just couldn't throw that little 5-yard out.
That's right. That's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. I was thinking,
great point, Bean.
Yeah, good point, Bino.
Great point, Bean.
Bino is a savant.
He's I don't know if he's a savant, but he's
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He said it, I did.
Why didn't they roll out Chambliss more?
Because they didn't want him
to take a shot against
those two
defensive linemen.
Well, those two defensive ends have put him in the general hospital with over there at Luke and Laura and Rick Springfield back in the day.
R.I.P. Luke.
R.I.P. Luke. We just lost Luke.
Yeah.
But shout out Luke Skywalker. His
Yep.
boys are in the finals. Shout out to Luke Skywalker.
Good job, Luke. Let me ask you this.
Hey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then I had a question about yesterday show. If Indiana wins this game, boy, I bet Adidas is going to be happy.
Oh boy,
because they'll have two schools.
Yep, two schools in it. That's exactly right.
And that makes me feel good. When Nike, I used to be an Adidas guy. I love the way our uniforms and the way that they treated our school. And you're right, Nike kind of treated us like I hate the term, but like redhead stepchild.
Yeah.
Because they never did anything special for us. So I'm excited to see what they do for us. And I was nervous because I was like, man, Adidas just kind of lost its shine a little bit, but it obviously doesn't matter. So in that regard, I guess I am pulling for Indiana. But going back to yesterday, we were talking about evaluating talent, and I was going to ask y'all who brought in James Pierce Jr. and evaluated him, and was he a Heupel guy?
Yes, yeah, that was in Heupel's dispensation.
And did Heupel have an active? Was he the guy? Was Heupel the one that found a guy like him? Because that's what I'm wanting for. I'd love for us to build our team kind of like Ole Miss with talent in these special spots, and maybe not blow your entire budget on a quarterback. You get my drift?
Sure. I think that's how I look. Last night Miami came within one play, or rather Ole Miss did, one play of making the finals with a Division II quarterback.
Yeah.
There's way more than one way to skin a cat, man. Way more than one way.
And I think you made a really good point about maybe Steve McNair 20 or 30 years ago, and how he would be, he'd be playing for Michigan. But which is one of the reasons why I think quote college unquote football has lost a little bit of its luster, because that guy would never remain at Alcorn State and wouldn't have the But so I'd like to see the Adidas Bowl just for Tennessee's sake going forward.
Sure.
And yeah, and I'm tired of this Carson Beck guy more than I'm tired of Indiana.
We were talking about him during the break. Bino, you said he looks like kind of E.T., right? Is that your thing?
Yes. Yeah, he's got a kind of extraterrestrial look to him.
He looks like an extra terrestrial, if you've ever seen him. He's got tats.
Oh yeah, I know.
From head to toe. He's got several sleeves, and his sleeves have sleeves, man.
He got that. He got the Lambo, didn't he?
Yeah, he got the Lambo, and he had one of those. What were
Twins.
they called? The twins. The Cavenders used to go out with him, I guess, till he turned the light on.
Right, and he's got the Lambo, probably $40,000 in ink. But so I'm tired of him. I mean, you got to but he is like E.T., but not the cool E.T., the sad E.T.
No,
in
he
the
reminds
creek where he's
me.
gray.
Fred Sanford could do a great, and I appreciate you. Fred Sanford with Ann Esther could do an incredible bit on that guy. I mean, they could take his face, mash it in some dough, and make some damn alien cookies out of him.
It's too bad that he didn't go to Miami so he could have played for another coach who had horse teeth, and that's Eli Drinkwitz.
Now, why did you bring up? I didn't bring his teeth up.
Horse teeth quarterback.
I didn't bring his teeth. Why are you ripping a guy's teeth? What are we doing here? What are we going to evoke? Are we going to evoke John Elway next?
Is it anything worse than what you just said about the cookies and Ann Esther?
Bino, remind me in the third hour to tell you about the sweatpants I'm currently wearing that Laura gifted me at Christmas. And also my earache at 4:30 in the morning. Will you do that for me?
I will, Tony.
Thank you.
If I can remember that for 6 minutes.
In the meantime, by the way, playbook of William Pattison coming up, and then Dubsy and the gang coming up later on here at Fan Run Radio, where you bow thy heed. In the meantime, we go back to the phones. Connor Stallions with the zing of the day. Ever since NIL has kicked in, the college football national championship game has consisted of Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Indiana, Oregon, and Miami. He said rural South car dealerships are no longer the X factor in college football. Oh, I mean,
they're going to have to get bigger collection plates at church, I guess.
Yeah! Connor Stallion from the top ropes. Or is it Connor Stallions from the top rope? That's what it is. I mean, you talk about an absolute, as they say in the tray, he's a punk and a clown. Look, I got to get one more in here. It's 2 and 2. Please bear with me. I know. Bad time management by me. I know. I get it. Everybody got to make a little living, as the song goes.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Bacilio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery, so you're guaranteed to get a quality, pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from B. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Boy, I'm obnoxious. You know, you hear me on those ads. God, Bino, do I sound like that to you? As the Vols have added former Eastern, I'm going to read right from Fox Sports Knoxville's feed. You got to subscribe, like, and subscribe. Former Eastern Kentucky long snapper linebacker Blake Howard commits to your Tennessee Volunteers. Howard played 2 seasons with EKU, played in 23 games. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. 4 combined tackles defensively, primarily used on special teams. So we welcome him in. Hey, by the way, Morgan Cox, Bino, what? Huh? I did talk during the commercial. I did it on purpose. Why? Laura comes in. I thought I heard talking during the. I did it just for effect. I mean, jeez. I don't. Yeah. I'm hungry. So you asked me if I wanted my pizza? Yeah, I like some pizza, please.
Did you see the quote from Louisville's kicker who committed yesterday?
No, hit it.
He said that he grew up in Lexington as an SEC guy, but that he dislikes Kentucky. So he wanted to get back in the SEC.
What's not to like about that, Beanstar?
Despite growing up there in Lexington, I've always disliked Kentucky anyway, so I just want to be back in the SEC and always love the program.
I like him even more. Coop.
Back to the phones we go. 865-200-5402. All lines currently jammed as they will stay throughout. Pretty fun. Fun show today for the folks on the air. We're getting ready to dismount. Love you, appreciate you, love your show. The playbook with William Pattison on the way next. William's got all kinds of stuff to get into because he's got the NFL playoffs, obviously, and a full plate tonight with the playoff game and college ball. And here you go.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, here's the deal. Brent CV tells me that I got 133 likes. I haven't looked at it. Thank you, Brent. Brent at CBrent TV. Thank you, Brent. I got to get to 250 likes in 20 minutes, or we're going to cut today's show short, and I'm going to go take a nap. Then we go to the phones. Bino, remind me to tell you about my sweatpants Laura got me, and also my toothache in the middle of the night. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Well, hello, Tony and Bino and Brian.
Hey, Richard, welcome in.
Richard.
Oh, man, it's good to get a chance to talk with you guys. Been down in Georgia all week doing business meetings. Fun, though, Tony. When I was driving back Wednesday, I was going through all of rural Georgia, and I got a chance to listen to the panic in Cinco's voice, man. He and your callers, boy, it was Panic Wednesday about Portal.
Yep.
Quite interesting, and I'm like you. I'll let things kind of play out, see where we are. I have to say, at least this year, it seems like more of these big players are giving more time and more visits in than in the past. Some people have committed really quickly. They already knew where they wanted to go. They already knew the big money was going to be there, like at Texas Tech, because you got, like I said, when you got a guy that's worth $30 billion, Tony, and he's willing to give the football program and basketball program and girls softball all the money they want to compete, sure they're going to compete for championships. That's easy when you got someone with that kind of cash willing to just blow it, because that's really what it is. But hey, that's them. Talking about that, let's look at some of the panic that I've heard from people. Jordan Ross goes into the portal. Ricky Gibson goes into the portal. They're both going to sign with Texas A&M and LSU. Let's take Jordan Ross for just a moment, Tony. The guy has been there 2 years. He was a 5-star player. He's like a lot of 5-star players. You come in and you hope they can make immediate impact. You hope that within that first year you should see something that says, this guy can play, and he's going to make a real difference in his year 2. Well, we come to year 2, Tony, and he could barely get on the field. He's more known for roughing the punter at Arkansas than he is anything else at UT in his 2 years. And so when you take that kid, because you look at the kid at South Carolina who came out in his same class, a 5-star player, we would say that kid is worth all the money because he's been an immediate impact from his true freshman year in his 2 years at South Carolina. Jordan Ross hasn't. It happens. Some of these kids make it. Some of them are bust. Some of them don't live up to the potential. So why in the world, Tony, would we allow this kid to come in going into his 3rd year with the stats he had and say, I want more money? What are you going to do if you're his coach?
I'm going to cut him loose. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm going to cut him loose. I'm not sure that's what happened. I think they might have cut him loose. I think they might have cut him loose because he didn't fit what they were trying to do anyway.
Well, yes, but I think it's also a money thing. Tony, all these kids are holding these teams hostage for more money.
Sure.
Ricky Gibson again. I mean, what has he done to think he can earn another pay raise from the University of Tennessee?
He was hurt all year. I mean, my gosh.
Go to Texas A&M and play for them next year.
Yep.
The kid from Auburn has much better history at playing this game than he does.
Sure.
So we upgraded at that position. Yes, we still got a lot of holes to fill. There's a lot of fish dangling out there. I'm looking forward to seeing how many of them come to fruition. I think there'll be multiple really good players coming, and I'm looking forward to.
Are you worried? Are you worried, Richard, with the slow start in the portal?
Oh, absolutely not. Because, like I said, there's too many really good ball players out there. Yeah. I mean, why be worried about what? I mean, first of all, I'm not a worrier. I mean, to me, I'm not one of those persons, Tony, that's going to get upset about UT football in the portal. I want to see us succeed, but man, my heart is built on something more than worrying what's going on always up at Knoxville, man. If that's your priority and your whole life revolves around this era of the portal and what's going on, man, we need to talk. So no, I'm not worried, man. I worry about people who have bad health problems. I worry about what's going on in the world and real life issues. Worrying about whether or not we're doing great in the portal, nah, I don't worry, man. That kind of worrying gets you that puts your heart in a bad place.
There you go. Well, thank you, my man. Who do you like tonight in this game, Richard? Who you got?
Well, I know Indiana is the pick because his teams just play so almost perfect on the field. They execute so well. So how could you go? But something is telling me that Oregon has still more talent, and I think Oregon pulls off the victory tonight by a field goal, and then they're going to be playing Miami in Miami and the following Monday, whenever that date is in there. So I have
a weird feeling that's coming too. And you know what sent shit for me is when Bino tells me Indiana's going over the top earlier.
Hey, and real quick, Tony, just real quick, saying that, I heard, talking about, again, I will talk to my fellow Vol fans, and I'll tell them just to slow the roll a little bit on Josh Heupel. Kurt Cignetti is on top of his game. He is at the top of the food chart of college football coaching, where Saban used to be. The man is in his mid-60s. The man has worked at his trade for decade after decade after decade, improving himself. Well, Tony, I think we've got a very, very young infant head coach who has shown some wonderful things, and I think if he's willing to listen and learn and grow and mature, Tony, I think we'd be foolish to try to run this guy out, man. Because let me tell you, there's many imposters out there just ready to take the job and ruin Tennessee football again. Give the guy some time. Let's see how he does over these next couple of years. I think we're going to be very, very happy.
Richard, you're the man. If he goes 6-6 next year, he's in trouble. But I didn't do it. But you're the man. Good talking to you. We'll get as many people in here as we humanly possible. Richard is a cut man of sorts for Coach Heupelbino, which is a good thing, right?
I've been that myself, Tony.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I need a cut man. I'll tell you one thing. The corner that Tennessee got from Auburn's a really nice player. They can get this middle linebacker from Penn State. That'll be nice. They land that defensive end from Penn State. They'll have my attention. And Austin Price is chattering that something might come down with Joey Aguilar today. I don't know how to feel about that, Bino. I don't know how to feel about the Aguilar thing. Why am I not excited about that? I should be excited about that, right, Bino?
Well, I don't know if you should be excited about it or not, Tony. I mean, I think in Tennessee's current situation that the best thing for them, and this is my thought, the best thing for them would be for Joey to get immediately given another year, and you stay with him and you fill all your other holes. You save money at the quarterback position.
Yes.
And you fill all the other holes.
Yes.
I think that's the best thing that could happen.
And there's less questions that way.
Yeah.
But here's a question I have for you guys, right? This is all business. We just had another power outage down here. Good gosh. All right, here's the question. Josh Collins, we might be calling you later because I just had a power surge in here for the ages. I hope nothing blew up. Here's a question. If Aguilar wins his court case, is he just going to give you a discount and roll over? I mean, is he we're all assuming he plays for $1 million?
I think he's going to come much cheaper than. I think he's going to come much cheaper than obvious upgrades.
He won't demand $5 million like Levitt will.
Really? I mean, do you just double his pay? Do you triple his pay? I think he made like $1 million last year, a little north of $1 million.
You could probably get it for $2 million. Yeah, and it won't break the bank. You're still saving.
I think the most he would ask is 2, Tony. I could be dead wrong. I think he's grateful for the opportunity that he was given here. I think he likes it here. So I do think he would give you a hometown discount.
Orange Blood said
I may be wrong about all those things. We'll see.
Orange Blood said we scored 40 a game with Joey being plugged in. Should be okay with him if need be. Look, and the guy had an injured arm too. Guy had a big, huge cyst on his arm. I heard the thing was huge.
If the defense was better, they could have been 10-2.
You're right.
And in the playoffs,
You're
with
right.
Joey Aguilar having the exact same season he had.
My problem with Joey, and it's just my problem, is he's not athletic enough to help you against the really great teams. Because you have to be able to run the ball in that offense a little bit. And he just does not run the ball. He's just not a competitor. But he's just not athletic enough to get away from people. And if you watch the games where they went up in competition, he was not able to get away from people when protection broke down.
But I think the deep ball he can do very well, and that'll offset some of that.
You know? I don't know. I just I don't know what to make of the I guess it'd be kind of fun. I don't know. So that's on the table. I did say yesterday after thinking it over, and in one sense, I would take Aguilar over the kid from Arizona State, unless the kid from Arizona State was willing to give me a discount, because I have way more needs. You know? That's kind of where I'm at on that deal. So,
Tony, I read something that just makes me believe that I believe that the same judge who granted the injunction is making the decision here.
Mm-hmm.
And I read something where he was kind of regretting ever putting the injunction out there. I'm not sure Joey wins this.
Sam Schrock about Joey says he's every bit as athletic as Carson Beck, and they're playing it for the Natty. Does he have Carson Beck's defense, Sam? Did I miss something? Does he have the same football team around him? And does he have a player commensurate with the Tony kid? And does he have that offensive line? I mean, Sam, are you like huff and paint? What are you talking about? I'm talking about playing at the University of Tennessee and Josh Heupel's offense. Behind that offensive line next year. You have to have some elusive. You have to be elusive. I'm sorry. I didn't make it up. I didn't do it. Part of what made Hendon Hooker so unique and so special was the inability to hit the long ball and then to be able to get away from people when the plays broke down. And I love Aguilar. I love what he did. I love that he had 113 days before he walked out there. Without him, we won 5 games last year. Jay Cart, Bino, I just want your thoughts on this. So what are you talking about? We had a historically bad defense. Put Joey on the 2024 team, and we finished 12-0 easy, Bino. Do you agree with that? We would have gone 12-0 in 2024 with him?
No, I don't. I don't.
Sounds good, though, saying that. Let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. But it's only you and me, and we just disagree. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm wrong like a million times a day. Maybe 1,000,001 with that last take. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my friends, compatriots doing today?
Hey, W. Lynn. Welcome in, brother.
Tony, Hendon Hooker didn't have an offensive line where the entire pocket just collapsed all the time.
That's right. That's even more reason to have a runaround guy.
So are you assuming next year we're going to have a line that the pocket just collapses every time we try to throw a pass?
I mean, that was kind of scary there at the end of the year. What happened to us in that bowl game was just crazy. The interior of our offensive line was not good. That's why they're involved with a couple of big tackles right now, or big guards, rather, I should say.
Well, if that's going to happen, we're not going to win much anyhow. But if we have a line, and I think he can evade a rusher or two.
Nah, he's not very fleet at all.
He was completely different after he probably got concussed when he got blindsided at Oklahoma.
Well, that was the game.
He wasn't quite the same after that.
That was a game that kind of exposed him, actually.
Well, after he got nailed like that, I don't think he was 100% the rest of the year, and especially that game.
Yes.
But the Ole Miss fake Bears were losers, and I loved it. There's only one black bear, and that's the Maine Black Bears. Bino, I went on a tirade against Ole Miss yesterday. I am so glad to see those losers lose. I can't stand them.
I heard you, W. Lynn. I heard you.
And I'm pulling for the Ducks tonight because I'm looking at them as an old Pac-10 team, and I hope they put the old Walt Disney Duck back on their helmet for tonight's game.
Damn, I love the old Walt Disney Duck. Who knows what uniform they'll wear tonight? Maybe they'll. That's the thing about them is you don't even know what their uniform is. They have like 100 million combinations. They're like a really rich kids travel baseball team where they only need one uniform and they got like 19 of them.
Well, they were the first team, I think, that wore a different uniform for all 13 or however many games they played. They did a different one. They were the first team to do that. I don't know how many do it now.
But it's ridiculous. Sometimes you turn a game on in the middle of the year, and you'll see Oklahoma playing. You don't even know it's Oklahoma. Why would Oklahoma ever mess with those beautiful uniforms? One thing I'll say,
know.
Hey, Alabama never does it, and Penn State never does it. That's one thing I'll say about those two schools.
USC doesn't do it.
And USC doesn't do it.
Yeah, LSU I don't think does it either, do they?
Yeah, and LSU, Bri, you're right. LSU does fool around with some purple and stuff.
Yeah, they wear that all white
Yeah,
nonsense.
that all
I
white.
hate.
The big
Okay,
white.
well, stand corrected.
And the New York Yankees don't do it, boys.
Oh boy,
And
that's
they
all
need
we
to do it. They need to do it. They wear pajamas.
Oh, Hugi, I love Hugi, but I will say this. If you took the end of the year and made 4 all-star teams, which I wish they'd do instead of these East, West, North, South, whatever, each team would, 4 teams based on SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC, and then just fill in with 1 AA, Division II, Group of 5. The SEC would kill everybody if all their good players played. Juniors and seniors going pro. Wouldn't you agree?
You talking about the bowl games?
I'm talking
he's
about
talking
an
about
all-star
forming
game.
an all-star team from the
SEC versus Big 10
All you
instead
gotta
of
do-
this nonsense we do now.
All you've got to
You
do
know.
is look at the NFL draft the last several
Yeah.
years. The playoffs are the playoffs are the The draft, it's all SEC teams.
Yeah.
Now, it'd be interesting to see how that goes this year.
And another thing about Indiana, they had games in their conference that were so weak, they could rest their starters more, and they could sit out plays. In the SEC, you got to play the best people you got available. And that's that season beating on you the whole year. But, yeah, the SEC has dropped a little. It don't bother me a bit as long as I want to come up, but I don't care about the rest of them. And last thing, Tony, you were talking about teeth. I thought, you could have an all-teeth, sports team.
Teeth team, yep.
And the number 1 pick would be Rebecca Lobo.
God, W. Lynn from the top row. Love you, W. Lynn. Thank you. Rebecca Lobo, I have a nightmare, okay, every once in a while that I'm playing pickup basketball against the UConn women, and she and I are scrumming for a ball, Bino, and I elbow her accidentally in the face, and she bites me.
Oh,
865.
goodness.
Okay, here's the deal.
How about your? How about your sweatpants? And your
200.
toothbag?
All right, let me get my sweatpants in. 278 people are watching this right now. Here's the deal. We have. Let me look at this. The likes, because I think I've got to prove myself in order to. We have 172 likes. All right, here's the deal. If I don't get over 220 likes in next 10 minutes, 1:30 Eastern time, we're leaving. Now, I shouldn't have to beg. I shouldn't have to. That's the way other people find the show on this YouTube thing. I don't know. So if you like what we do, hit it. If you don't, I'm leaving at 1:30. And I'm going to look at it in 10 minutes. And I better see some likes up there or whatever. Okay, so Laura got me these sweatpants, Bino. And she was saying to me, you really need to try these things on, And I would stand up and model them, but I showed my upper body earlier in the week naked on YouTube. And I don't want to show you these sweatpants, but these sweatpants, while I'm wearing them, they're really tight, Bino. They feel like yoga pants. And ladies, close your ears. But, Bino, they're like hugging me in the front. How do you say this without saying it? Brian, where do you call when you go and you're going to buy a wine and spirit? What do they call that store, Bri?
Oh, you mean the store's name?
Yeah, what do they call those things? Like a wine and liquor store. What do they call them?
Just a wine and liquor store, I guess.
Bino, we're back to Cream Mate from yesterday, Bino.
A liquor store.
White liquid.
White liquid. All right, Bino, what do you...
An alcohol super house.
But Bino, what do they call them? Tell Brian what I'm looking for.
Package store.
My package is out front. And ladies, I'm not what you'd call how do you say this, Bino, without saying it? Let's put it this way. I'm never going to go on, God, Lance, help me out here, Lance McCluskey. I'm never going to appear on American Idol like that Asian American singer. Bino, do you remember him? What his name was? William.
Yes, his name
William
was William Hung.
William.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be accused of being William Hung. However, how Bino?
If this thing is if these sweatpants
yes
are highlighting your package,
yes,
they must be made out of like shrink wrap.
Beanstalk. Check these things out. Go! All right, so I told somebody saying that William Hung was Asian. That's
You gonna break into singing Candy?
I told her, she said, "You want me to take them back?" I said, "No, I want to wear them in the park." I said, "Those ladies over there will be all over me like I was at the swing and shag night at Michael's back in the day." Go! So I just stood up and, okay, the toothache. So last night I ate popcorn when I was watching the playoff game. I ate popcorn every night. I use an air popper, pop my popcorn, put light olive oil in it, and go for it. So I got like a kernel or something, Bino, caught in one of my teeth in the upper back, and it was. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and it was just gnawing on me, and I had like a toothache like right here. You follow me? Like right on my left ear, and it just was throbbing and throbbing and throbbing. And instead of getting up and either brushing my teeth or taking an Advil, like I guess that's what a normal person would do, I got up and I watched YouTube for like an hour and watched like some police chase videos. It didn't put me back to sleep. And then I went out and sat in our living room and watched, and my tooth was just throbbing. And it wasn't till 7:30 this morning that I actually took the Advil 3 hours later, Bino. Because I didn't want to give in, but I lost 3 hours sleep to prove how tough I am. Now, which story do you like better, Bino?
I like them both. They're both outstanding. And you're smart, Tony. You're smart. And
I did not. My tooth, you know, you like when you get one of those, Bino, and that tooth starts pounding and it gets up in your ear. You ever had that?
Hey, Tony, it could be worse. You could be Rebecca Lobo.
Oh, my gosh. Would that
Has Laura come down yet to say we need to get off the air?
Well, would that be an out-of-control summer topic to do a all-teeth and sports show?
Pretty much, but if it's going to happen, this is where it will.
I know who the coach is. Alan Ward said those sweatpants, when you stood up, got you over 220 likes. There must be some real interesting people in our audience. If you put your like button for that. Jim McElwain's the head coach of that team.
Oh, yeah.
Rex
Eli
Ryan.
Drinkwitz is
Rex
his
Ryan's
offensive coordinator.
Rex Ryan's got to be on that team. Who else, Bry?
Eli Drinkwitz is his OC. And I guess Rex Ryan could be the
Eli drank a fifth. Old Eli drank a fifth. Looks like, Bino, if you were out with him, he could gnaw on you. He has that gnawing type of personality.
Took my teeth and McElwain's teeth, you'd have a normal set of teeth. I got a mouthful of chiclets. There's nobody even knows I have any teeth.
You got tiny teeth, Bino? I've never noticed that. Come to think of it, I've never noticed your teeth, Bean.
Well, you can't see them.
Damn, I guess we're all different. These people now today, Bino, that like super whiten their teeth, and you look at them. I remember standing next to Tony Vitello one of the first times I met him, and I look over at Vitello, and I just can't stop staring at the guy's mouth. Looked like that game Light Bright we used to have as kids. It's like that old song by Procol Harum, Whiter Shade of Pale. Tony had a whiter shade of white in his mouth.
Almost guaranteed on Monday, there'll be someone on YouTube posting as Tony Vitello's teeth.
Well, we've got Brian Hartman's, we got something called Liquid Drink in here right now, or Liquid. Here are some of the names.
White Liquid.
White Liquid. Here are some of the geniuses in here right now, and then we'll go to the phones. All right. We've got Dolly Spirit Pants in here. I've got W. Lynn's Breath. I've got Ron Wright Wannabe. I've got Lane Abdullah. I've got the Tennessee Sports Net in here. I've got the Chi-Town Trey. There are some geniuses in here, okay? Let's see. There's some funny, ironic nicknames that get in this thing. People that kind of get the show. Somebody asked me yesterday, who is your favorite? I could tell you 2 or 3 people I could do without in here. Let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome. We've been saved from elimination today by the like button on YouTube, unfortunately. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Joshy boy? I've been ignoring your texts.
That's all right. So,
Joshy has been haranguing. Joshy boy, hang on, I got the power of the button and you're on mute. He's been haranguing me, Bino, about some copper card or some gift card or something from December 23rd. What is he talking about, Bino? He's been haranguing. He's been haranguing me, Bino, texting me incessantly about it.
No.
Bino, what is this guy talking about, Bino?
I don't know, Tony.
Absolutely haranguing me. I thought you were back under wing, Joshy. Boy, you should be haranguing me.
Well, the thing about Bino saying you're a bad gift giver, you're a pretty bad card giver when you say the card's in the mail like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Laura told me your card was in the mail. What am I going to do, not believe her?
Well, is it or not?
We've been together 35 years. I mean, maybe it got lost in the Christmas shuffle.
Maybe it got stolen by W. Lynn's breath. I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, Tony, so why are we excited the other night? We beat...
Titans Bills
excuse
phone.
my language. We beat a pretty shitty Texas team.
Titans Bills phone just said wings.
As soon as we beat a decent team in the SEC, I'm not going to get excited.
Titans Bills phone has a... Did we mail Josh a card? Do you know? She just stared at me. She gave me the dark.
You're getting
Joshy boy, you're going to get me screamed at, brah. She's pissed.
No, you're going to get yourself screamed at, Tony.
She's urinated off, man.
She's probably turned into Nick Sirianni.
W. Lynn's Breath wants to know why he's catching strays from you.
I don't know. I just like giving people strays.
Lumbo apparently stole your card, though. That's what I'm being told.
It was probably Columbus. You know, what'd you say? Probably Monday. The name we'll have on YouTube next.
Tony Vitello's teeth.
The only thing we're missing is Nashville Lee's picks. the next one. I love you, Lee. I'm just
Joshy boy, what
shot
are you
at you.
doing? You've
I
been
love you,
chewing
Lee.
on me for 2 days. You're now going after him. I mean, what are we getting here?
I don't know, Tony. What are we getting? Tony, these people are urinating me off.
Who are these people, Joshy, and why?
We got Sammy and the Ridge going after Signetti. Then we got it was Richard or WN going after Signetti. Why are they pissed off at Signetti? He's the winner, unlike Heupel.
Now, come on. Josh Heupel wins a great percentage of his games. He's a very, very high
He's
floor.
He's a big loser.
No, he's not the biggest loser.
Has Josh Heupel made a college football semifinal yet? No. Does he have 2 college football playoff appearances yet, Tony? No. We know the answer to that. Kurt Signetti changed Indiana football, and it only took him his first season. Come on now.
Did you stay with me yesterday?
I'm just calling a spade a spade.
When I changed your pick on that Miami team, did you bet on Miami or Ole Miss when we left here, Josh?
I took Miami. Like Brother Bino. Y'all have a good day.
Bino, what have you done to that kid? You're in constant contact with him. What have you done to him?
I don't know, Tony. Whatever it is, I'm not proud of.
Let's go back to our phones.
I don't think I've had any influence with him, Tony.
Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on this overtime that's unsponsored.
Tony, I don't know how I can follow any of this up.
Thank you, my brother. Good talking to you.
If you're going to have a all coaches mouth team, I mean, Coach Major's got to be in there with that big gap, does he not? I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
No question. Majors, that smile, that toothy smile Majors had. God, I love him. God,
You think how effective he would be in the watermelon seed spitting contest?
Oh yeah, or like an old-fashioned water fight in the swimming pool.
Oh yeah, right between those front man. He could drench you, no doubt.
He'd bore a hole in you.
Absolutely, he would. Absolutely. Boy, do I miss him though. I'll have to say that. Guys, I couldn't help but think that when we hired this coach from Penn State, Andrew Jackson, man, Old Hickory coaching our Leos. How does that sound?
Pretty next. It's going to be better than Old Chop. Because that
Chop.
poor guy,
Yeah,
that
for
poor
sure.
guy was brutal.
He was brutal. A good recruiter, good guy here, but man, he was brutal out there. There's no doubt. Tony, you were asking the question, I guess, yesterday and maybe a little bit today about the quarterback situation. And I did some watching online of some of the candidates, and I'll say this: if Levitt's right, and I'm talking about injury-wise, the closest thing he's the closest thing I've seen to his playing style is Bo Nix made over. He can run. I mean, he is a threat to run the ball. I mean, he's got a strong arm. I don't know what people say. Well, would you rather have him? I'm just saying, if he's right, if he's all the way healed up, there's no doubt. I mean, he's more athletic. Nothing against, like you said, against Joey. And Joey did a lot of good for us. But I mean, our best win last year that Joey led us to was an overtime win over Mississippi State, which ended up 5-8 or whatever. So, I mean, it was what it was, and it's obviously it wasn't all on Joey. Our defense was horrid, but if you can get better everywhere, because if he gets back, and I'm sure they're checking in and all that stuff, but I'll say this: he is a definite playmaker, and in our offense, Tony, and I have to agree with you. Where he can, when we just run the dive play and, we don't have a runner there, but when we had Hooker, he could pull it and run with it. This guy's perfect for that. I mean, there's no other way to put it. If he's all the way back.
Bino, he is a fascinating – he could be a force of nature in Tennessee's offense. You know that? He's right. That Levitt guy could be a force of nature. He's a freaky athlete, Bino.
He is. He's
really
is.
He's a freako athlete.
And he has a little attitude to go with it, Tony.
And that's the point. Yeah, he would be hated in this league.
Yeah,
hated.
Listen, if I knew he was 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I knew that the price tag wouldn't hurt us in filling the other needs. If you just put Aguilar and Levitt and you equal ground, and you ask me which one I want Levitt. It's the other things that are kind of keeping me from going fully there.
Yeah. Well, the injury situation is a concern, but like I said, if they're convinced, if he can convince the medical staff,
that's right,
that hey, I can get he's going to be about 100% whatever in the summer or whatever, then I think, if you can get the guy, get him. That's the way I feel about it, because I think he's the better player and he's a better athlete. He's a ton better athlete. There's no doubt about that.
Riano, I'd be really curious to see, like, for instance, Oregon is where he's from, but Oregon has a really, really good freshman that they like behind this Moore kid, who I don't get. Everybody talks about him being this great pro prospect. I don't get that when I watch him.
I don't either.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone, because people have been telling me I'm crazy this week. I just don't get it. I watch him and I go, what does this kid do that the NFL values? But then again, whatever. Kids, their dime, their dance floor. This guy here, though, what I wonder, let's say a Miami gets involved with him. Would Miami turn around and sign an insurance policy besides him? And who would Tennessee see if they signed him? Who would they see as their insurance policy for him? Because I'm not sure Merklinger. I'm not sure the kid from Nashville, GMAC sticks around if you sign him.
It'll be interesting to see, Tony. This is fascinating to watch. It's maddening at times to see the twists and turns. It's just it's not every day. It's every 15 minutes. Some new person pops on the screen that you haven't even thought of.
Yep.
There may be, and there may be people who jump in after some of these games if somebody gets knocked out.
Sure.
If somebody else may pop in, and there may be somebody who's enticed where a team has a real need that they can entice somebody with an agent to jump in that's not even thought about it. So
yep.
It is interesting. So anyway, guys, carry on. Good show.
Breaking news, by the way. Apparently, I'm going to take the word for it here. Bryce, see if you could find this, but apparently Chambliss just got denied his 6th year. So a double loss for Ole Miss today. I was thinking about this last night. If you're an Ole Miss fan,
that's not good for Aguilar, I wouldn't think.
In the modern era, if you're the Ole Miss, okay, if you're an Ole Miss fan, and in the modern era, the closest you've come is a couple years where David Cutcliffe was pretty good there with Eli Manning. Who, by the way, I was glad to see Eli on the field last night because he didn't get enough attention. Glad he was out there. What were those pro athletes, Bino, doing out there at the coin toss, taking the shine away from these kids? Isn't it enough, Bino, that these kids play? Isn't that enough of it? Why are they doing this? You agree with me, Bino, that these kids it's their moment, not these NFL guys?
Well, it's the production crews that are deciding to show them so often.
But the point, I'm talking about at the coin flip last night. They had Ray Lewis out there. They had Irvin out there. They had a couple other Miami guys, and then Ole Miss had Eli Manning, and God knows who else was out there.
Patrick Willis. I wonder how much the schools have to do with that, Tony. Just kind of trying to throw their history out there and their brand out there on a big stage. I don't know.
Again,
I would rather it be focused on the kids.
Yeah.
And Tony, I'm not. Go back to something that you and Brian were just talking about. I'm kind of glad these guys are getting denied 6th and 7th years in college football.
Are you really?
Yeah, I don't. Why? Give those guys a 6, a 7. I think they all ought to have 5. I think you should be able to play 5, and that's it.
It's true. He has been denied, according to On3. Shameless has been denied a 6th year.
We're already hurting these high school kids enough.
Does he appeal?
There's no reason for a guy to still be out there playing college football at 23, 24 years old.
You're hurting the high school guys. Does he appeal? Does he sue? You know, is there a process here, or is that it? Then maybe that's it for him. 865-200-5402. Jennifer Morris says, are there any YouTubers using Tony's robe? She said, because I want to claim it.
Tony, whoever called you the chin, I want to hit the like button for them. If you came out there in a bathrobe
I did.
and somebody called you the chin, I want show me their like button. I'm all in. Whoever did that, congratulations. That's fantastic.
I might put one up called Tony's Flyers Bet.
Back to the phones we go. Really, if you were doing one for me at this point, you'd call me the chins after the way I've been eating over Christmas. But let's get our next call.
Fat Tony.
Yeah. I love when Bino gets tickled. Go ahead, Bino. Say it, Bino.
Fat Tony.
See, we can laugh at other. I laugh at myself. I laugh at other people. I'm morphing into like Uncle Fester met Charlie Manuel. So it is what it is. Let's go back to our phones. By the way, college football, the NFL needs to fund its own spring league to grow some quarterbacks because college football is not producing quarterbacks for the NFL anymore. If you want to tell me that this guy at Oregon with a straight face is an NFL quarterback, okay, fine. Bino, when you watch him, do you see an NFL quarterback?
Here's where I agree totally with you, Tony. If you're 1 and 2 guys for the draft next year in the NFL or Mendoza and Dante Moore, you probably need to find another feeder system.
Amen to that. Back to our phones we go. You're on the air. Hi.
Hey, Tony. It's David Ackworth.
There he is. There's my
Hey,
man.
Bino.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Doing fine, sir. Hey, Tone. First off, I've been chirping all this off season. I would rather see us go and find 2 FCS or lower quarterbacks, and then just open this whole thing up to a competition between all 4 of these guys. Our 2 freshmen and those 2 FCS guys that you could probably get on the cheap, and see what happens. Because I'm like everybody else. I want to spend my money on the defensive side of the ball. And I think, why not bring in 2 guys and see if you can hit with one of them, and then you've got and then you at least got 3 other quarterbacks in the stable, and if GMAC wants to leave, then you've got yourself covered in that case, because if GMAC leaves, you're going to have to go scramble for another quarter. You can't go into SEC play with just 3 quarterbacks, can you? I mean, you got to have at least a 4th warm body, right?
I look, I don't know. I don't know that if they land a big fish, McIntyre's not going to stay. If they went the route you're talking about, which is 2 guys from 1 AA, somebody off a Power 4 roster that hasn't made a mark yet, who they've identified, maybe they liked him out of high school or whatever, and they want to bring him in as a developmental piece. I think he sticks around then. But you're kind of with me. make your point about this this kid from Arizona State.
Well, here's my thought. I'll admit that the injury thing scares me. So him heading out of town and going to Miami and going to Oregon, to me, may save us may save us the issue at all, and just takes it off the table. That's because I agree with Vino. What Vino said was perfect. In a side by side, you're lining them up, and Levitt's healthy. There's no doubt Levitt's a better football player than Joey. But that's not the case. We don't know what that injury is going to be. It may turn out he'll be fine. But and I do like the attributes that you talked about. But I tell you what, if you can give me Joey Aguilar in a second year starting under Heupel, which we've only seen one time, and it was darn successful, I want to see that again. I hate the fact that we're only getting 1 year quarterbacks. That we've only had 1 year quarterbacks in this system since Hooker walked off campus.
Yeah,
and I think I think getting a second year out of Aguilar, and no, he's not athletic, but he wasn't afraid to run this year. He ran. He ran the football.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Now he's not going to be confused with the Tony kid from Miami last night, but the guy showed he could run. He's got heart. He's not afraid to run. It wasn't like Nico in 2024 where Nico was afraid to run. He's more than willing to run, and I think he ran enough. I will take his production from this year into next year over what I would consider a bit of an unknown and a scary situation. And if Oregon and Miami want to jump down that road, I'm more than happy to take that off the table. And to be honest, I'm not opposed to throwing out the freshmen, one or two, one of them or both of them, and let this run, because Tony, next year's going to be next year, and it's going to be 2027, and then what are we going to do? We're going to be back in the same boat if we have a 1 year guy with a sophomore who hasn't played much, and then a redshirt freshman. Then what are we going to do?
See, if I were Josh Heupel, I would communicate with people that, look, we're going to bring in a bridge quarterback, but I want to grow these other guys, and maybe our record's not going to be. Danny White, you can't do this, though, when you're charging the prices they're charging. But in a perfect world, he would say, look, our schedule is unbelievable next year. 27 is our go year here. Please be patient with us. We have a new defensive coordinator. We're going to play hard. We're going to do everything we can, but we're pointing toward 27. Because really, that's what they're doing. That's, if you look at their approach, that's what they're doing, Dave.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, let's face it. Our 2024 quarterback play wasn't great, and we got to the playoffs based off of one thing, and that's defense. If he goes and says, look, we're going to ride with the QBs we've got, QBs have not been what's kept us out of the playoffs. It's been defense.
Exactly.
So you go and dump all that money under the defensive side of the ball and build you a good defensive football team. Yep. You've got a chance this year to do what you did in 2024.
I'll tell you,
regardless of who you're playing at quarterback, he's going to make any quarterback that can throw the ball successful. He's already proven it. You know, let's face it. Joe Milton was kind of a tomato can. Hendon Hooker, we've seen how successful he was at the pros, but he turned him into a darn good college quarterback. I don't care what a pro quarterback, how well he's developing these guys for the pros. I care about college. And so far, he's been pretty successful in developing college quarterbacks, and that's what I care about. So why not spend your money on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, you're right on the money. No, you're right on the money. And Dave, I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. You're right on. To me, Dave, you ought to go get yourself checked out, because you and I agree 100% today. I'm a little worried about you. We have a new debut, Bino, of a YouTuber. Back to the Phones is on YouTube. He said, I have FOMO about the whole YouTube experience with Tony mentioning it, and I'm happy to be here. Bri, what is FOMO? Do you know what FOMO is, Bri?
It's
like something you put in your coffee, isn't it? Liquid Stream?
Yeah, it's something I've heard of it, but I'm
Fear
not quite.
of missing out. FOMO.
Yeah, okay, that's
Bino,
right.
do you ever have FOMO?
Yes, absolutely. I think everybody has FOMO every once in a while.
That's right. That's right.
FOMO, and you have COMO.
Where's Como, Bri?
That's Columbia, Missouri. That's what they call it, COMO.
When my hair was hanging on there for about a year and a half, I had a Como.
Yeah.
Bino, we've tickled each other today, haven't we? In like an old school
Yes.
way.
Yes.
And you've been kind of fighting a cold, right?
Yeah, it's been winning too. But I'm about to win a few rounds here, I hope.
That shit nasty, as they say in the trade. The stuff that's going around right now, nasty. All of it, nasty. Back to the phones we go. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, I call you Golden Dome.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, man. Just trying to help. Just trying to help. You and Notre Dame would be great together. With the sun shining.
Thank you, brother.
Bino, I feel for you, my friend. I really do. Having what you've got at this in this kind of weather, it sucks. And there's a lot worse crap going around too. So just I guess be thankful that you don't have anything any worse than you got.
Joe, I got it. I got it good. I ain't feeling sorry at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I hate to hear that, man. Get better. That's all I can say.
No, I'm talking about I'm blessed here. I got a minor something that's going to be gone away here in a day or so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, a good toddy every once in a while do a man's heart good.
Hey, I tell you, Joe. Last night, now I'm pretty much teetotaler, but when I get this stuff, I had about 2 ounces of Jim Beam Fire, a little bit of warm water, some honey, and some lemon juice.
Let's
Bang.
go.
Bang.
Oh,
Drink
yeah,
that
man.
thing
Hey,
down, dude, and do a little shake and a shimmy.
Mine's Jack. Mine's Jack and lemon juice. A little bit of warm water.
You're a Jack, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tony, I hear you. So, you guys, one of the things that I've been listening to this for the last week or so since the portal opened. Talent evaluation is what this is all about. I mean, good gosh. I know you say you've got some kid over there that's doing the talent evaluation, or at least purportedly doing it. We've got a really good talent evaluator at Vanderbilt.
Oh, he's excellent. They got him out of the recruiting ranks.
That's right.
Is that Barton Simmons, right? We used to have him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Barton and Clark Lee went to school together at Vanderbilt.
Did Barton come from Bobby Burton's thing, the advisor? What? Brian, where was Barton Simmons? We used to have him on. Was he with 247 at one time, Brian? You remember that?
He was a scout.
Actually, I don't remember.
Scouts. We had him on.
He was a scout, then went to Rivals, and then with 247 when they all consolidated.
There you go. Yeah.
So, and after 247, he got out of 247, I think, and went to Vanderbilt with when Clark got hired as the head coach. That was one of his first hires.
I remember laughing about it. I remember laughing about it on the air at the time.
But hey, you ain't laughing now, are you?
Well, no, I'm gonna laugh. If you guys spend good money on that Carter kid, I'm gonna laugh and giggle. And I don't
know that I don't think we are. I think he's going to go to Colorado.
I might go upstairs and pour me a whiskey drink, Bino. Bino, what about two schools involved with that kid? What does that kid, Bino, have to prove or have to show people to show that he's not worth getting involved with? Why would you even waste like airfare on that kid, Bino?
Yeah, Tony, anytime you're as talented as he is, people always think that they can rehab him.
Well, it was a cheap drive up I-24 from Chattanooga for him. I mean, you know.
You want him, Joe?
They're paying.
Joe, do you want him?
No, I don't. I don't want him. I don't want him. He's trouble. So I don't want him at all. Now we've got a hole in our defense because of Brandon Fontenette leaving, but that we've got to fill. But no, I don't. I do not want Boo Carter. I saw what went on last year, and really saw what went on the last probably 3 or 4 games of his freshman year.
Yep.
I want him part of that. He'll put a cancer on that team that we got rid of a bunch of cancers a couple of years ago, and we don't need that again. So, for whatever that's worth. The thing that I'm really encouraged by is the fact that we've got some high-level receivers that look like that they may be trending toward coming in and giving us another kick in the pants towards going someplace offensively. And we got all we need right now is another guard, and we're going to have our offensive line. We're going to have our offense rebuilt.
Hey, Joe. I don't care who our quarterback is. Y'all getting the absolute hell beat out of you next year down there, and you're out of here. It's enough Vanderbilt talk. I mean, shit. It's one thing to sit on here, Bino, and do it like an unsponsored overtime segment for an hour. It's another thing to sit on here and listen to Vandy Joe talk about Vandy and Josh attack me over a card and Laura give me dark black looks and
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Vanderbilt to sign Boo Carter now.
No question. I think he'd be a great addition.
Several Boo Carters, actually.
I think he'd be a great addition. Because he's a serious player. Andrew said, I love ending the show with a Vandy caller. Should be a really great way. I'm not ending the show with a Vandy caller, you clown. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I must have drank a fifth of Jim Beam to ever wish they'd be good enough to give us a game.
Amen to that. You talk about all those years I wanted them to be good just so we could have a good game against them. And then we roll out there with Tim Banks' electric football defense.
That's my worst take ever.
I'll tell you what, that post-game show after that game, we were all like shell-shocked, man. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
I was really concerned about Vandy's guard situation next year, man.
Was that riveting to you, too?
Yeah. I was about to lose sleep, man. So, yeah, I hope Boo ends up there. That'd be a good fit, I think. I don't know. Bino just laid out the plans for a really good weekend. I'm kind of sorry he's not coming to Nashville this weekend like he had planned to. So.
We'll do it next weekend, Lee.
You bring the Jim Beam, man. I'll bring the call, sir. But, yeah, so I was just going to ask you. Okay, well, first, the Joey Aguilar thing, man, I wasn't even going to talk about it, but
yeah.
Look, I'm just ready to just, get last year, in the rear view. I really just want to put it in the past, and I'm sorry if it offends people, but that includes Joey Aguilar. Can we just move on? The kid's been in college for 5 years. We know what he can do. Can we just move on? Try something else?
I'm kind of with your concept. Look, here's the thing I'll caution our fans about. The worst thing that can happen sometimes is you have a really good movie and you make a sequel. Let's just let his chapter be a really good chapter here. Why do we have to have a sequel? Because I don't know that the sequel's going to be – I don't think you're going to be very pleased with the sequel against that schedule, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, he was – App State thought he was going to be really good the second year at App State too, and he was pretty awful. I'm not saying that would be the case here. I kind of just wanted to move on.
Yeah.
Move a different direction, you know?
Yep.
And the other thing, too, is I think we needed a wide receiver one because Chris Brazel look, Joey was good at times, but Brazel made him look a lot better with a lot of those deep throws, too. And to me, that's the one thing. Okay, if you want to bring him back, you bring Aguilar back, that's fine, but you better bring in a wide receiver one similar to Brazel that's going to be able to make him look good on some of those deep balls.
Well, people cite his statistics like Real Mr. Tubbs, and people do this to me all the time. They go, Tony, you're ripping a guy that led the SEC in passing. Yeah, but what happens in the games that matter? College football quarterbacks are judged on wins and losses. That's how that works. It's fair or unfair. It's not about numbers. It's not about putting fancy numbers up. It's about wins and losses.
Look,
And they didn't beat anybody they could play.
The Georgia game was the outlier. Like, he was really good in that game, man, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But outside of that, in the rest of those games, it was like opening script was great.
Yeah.
Then the offense goes dormant for like two and a half quarters.
People are citing things like Terminator 2 or Spider-Man 2. No, I'm talking about Caddyshack 2. That's what we're looking at here. Bino, don't laugh at that. Don't encourage me, Bino.
So what do you think about your Eagles, man? Are they gonna?
No, they suck.
Yeah, I think y'all will be good this weekend, man. I like Philly a lot.
Well, you know what's funny? The Niners have a quarterback that's more erratic than ours. So either one of those guys is capable of disappearing at any moment, which is what's happened for both teams down the stretch. So I don't know what to make of that game this weekend. Who you got tonight, Lee? Who you liking this thing?
So, I think Indiana wins the game. Like, the old school better in me says Indiana is like sell high after what they looked like last week, the last game against Alabama. You know, like, I feel like maybe they're a little bit overvalued, like, in the market. Like, I kind of don't feel like this should be laying 4.5 or whatever it was earlier. But then again, I'm not like running to the window to fade Indiana either. You know,
they're just so damn efficient, man. That's just what they do. They just know who they are. They play their game. Again, I'm back to this because Anthony was over here last night, and I was like, "What do you think happens tomorrow night?" He goes, "Dad, if that team shows up that I saw, they're going to beat the absolute hell out of that Oregon team." Now,
yeah, so I keep going back to this, like with Oregon. Like, every time they played like a confident defense,
they get muscled.
Like, that offense has really been held down.
Yes,
Indiana pretty much shut them down. Iowa shut them down. Yep. Wisconsin's defense shut them down. Yep. Penn State. I mean, they scored 30 against Penn State, but like 13 of those came in overtime. And like the Indiana game, like Indiana sacked them 6 times, and part of me thinks, okay, in the rematch, like the team that lost, especially if they were favored in the first one, that's kind of the team I look for. But Indiana's just different, man. I don't think you can apply like normal stuff to them. They just not come back. They don't make mistakes, man. Like, they don't beat themselves.
No.
You know, and I feel like whatever adjustments Lanning's going to make, and the team that lost the first one is more likely to make adjustments. Mm-hmm. I just feel like Cignetti's going to be one step ahead. Like, he's already knows the adjustments he's going to make, and he's going to be ahead of the curve. And so it's just really hard for me to fade Indiana, but I feel like you're paying a little bit of a tax to back them tonight. You know,
I'll say this.
I think they win the game. Like, if you can like money line parlay them, and I hate betting that way. That with something else you feel really good about.
Yeah,
this would be one of the few times I'd ever advocate for doing that. But I think Indiana gets by them.
Hey guys, if you took those Final Four head coaches and put them in a bracket, seeds 1 and 2 are playing each other tonight of the 4 teams that were left. Bino. And it ain't really close. This Dan Lanning guy's a hell of a football coach.
Yeah, I think that's 2 really good football coaches, and Lee's right. You know, there's an 11-point swing between what the line was in the first game and what it is tonight. I believe Oregon was a 7-point favorite.
Yep, and that's why I'm like hesitant to like go running back Indiana and just lay it down. But I'm not really wanting to fade them either. But yeah, like that first game, like it's Oregon gets a pick 6 and ties the game up, and you're like, okay, this is going to be it. This is where Indiana goes down.
And they got smothered.
And then as soon as the next drive, Indiana gets on the field, they go right down the field and score a touchdown. Their defense comes out, gives a 3 and out, then they go down the field, kick a field goal, and that's the game. Like, completely shut them down. Like, it's like it never happened. They're stone cold, man. There's something about that team, man. Like, maybe they're like Ohio State from last year. Maybe they're just a monster you just can't beat. That's a possibility, you know.
Yeah,
I've thought 4 or 5 times this year they were going to blink, and then blinked yet.
I mean, just so well coached. Like, I look at all these like stupid analytics that I like to look at, they're like number one or number two in everything. Like everything you can look at, they're at the top of the country in everything. So yeah, that's kind of the direction I guess at the end of the day, I'm just saying it would be Indiana or pass for me. So.
Lee, you're the man. Much love.
All right.
So we went 7 minutes into our fourth hour, which was never my intention here. Though I do love you and I love your show, but I got like very little sleep last night because I had a damn tooth flare up in the middle of the night. And I didn't take Advil right away. And I took that Advil, Bino. So Laura looks at me. That's the other part of the story. I woke her up. That's where I got up. And she looks at me and she said, "Did you take Advil?" And I said, "No." She said, "You've been up since 4:30 and you didn't take Advil?" And she said, "Why?" And I said, "I wanted to see if it would go away." And she said, "Well, has it gone away?" And I said, "Well, no."
Be tough, Tony. Rub a little dirt on it.
Maybe some white liquid would help out.
Bino, what happens tomorrow? What happens tomorrow, Bino, in our game at Florida, in your humble opinion?
I think this Tennessee team's going to struggle on the road against quality opponents.
Yeah.
So I expect us to drop that game. I think we're going to be extremely difficult to beat at home.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to struggle on the road against quality opponents.
Brian?
I've been bracing for a 1-2 SEC start, and I haven't changed my mind, but I do think they can hang around in that game like they did at Arkansas, and I do think there's a better chance they can win that game just because Florida doesn't shoot that great from the outside. Then I felt like the chances are better. They could probably pull that one out than they could at Arkansas, but they were right there with Arkansas for 36 minutes. So I think they can at least do the same tomorrow, but it may be tough to get it home.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to win tomorrow. These are two teams that mirror each other. My one thing that I keep going back to for hope in tomorrow's game is that this Florida team shoots it worse than we do. If I were with Florida's game management, I would loosen those rims tomorrow. And I mean really loosen them, like in somebody's backyard loose. Because when we shoot it from the outside, Bino, depending on who's letting it go, I'm worried about who's under there to rebound and whether or not they're looking at the ball, because they're going to get hit in the head with something from the side. And when they shoot it, I'm worried about the cheerleaders. I mean, these are two teams that cannot shoot the basketball. But other than that, I'm sure it's great. Boys, I love you. I'm going to go get a nap. It was fun today. Bino, any final thoughts?
No, I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, man. And to the callers that couldn't get on, I apologize. And I don't mean to yawn on you there, but I literally I ruined a decent night's sleep last night because I couldn't get to sleep after the game. That game was so great. I mean, we just love sports, you know? People look at you and go, why do you care about other people are playing? I mean, I love that game last night. What a great playoff. And you know, a thought I have is we saw Tennessee win a national championship in, the old days where you showed up and you played a bowl game. Can you imagine what it would be like to see your team in a 16-team playoff win the first week, second week, third week? You have to win 4, right? Let's think about that. First week, you're down to 8. Second week, you're down to 4. Third week, you got to win 4 games. Can you imagine how much fun that would be, that journey? That 3-week journey to get from here to there? I mean, can you just imagine that? How much darn fun that would be. Hey, speaking of fun, this week's been a lot of fun. Thanks for bearing with us here. We love you. We appreciate you.
G to the B to the O. We'll be on tomorrow following the game with Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. We appreciate you. We love you. Enjoy your weekend. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
That was an incredible game last night. The sport of college football is delivering right now. I mean, I don't know about you.